Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. Naruto, Hashirama's son, the new god of ninja world. Chapter 1. Day and Night Fall, in the Senju clan's base. Fujima, what is your ideal? A man with long black hair, wearing a black tight combat uniform with red laminated armor on the outside, red iron wrist guards on both wrists, and a white ribbon on his forehead with the logo of the Senju clan tattooed on it, looked at the child next to him who looked quite similar to him and asked, "Dad, my ideal? I don't have any ideals. My ideal is to eat, drink, play and sleep every day, and live comfortably, hee." The child was dressed very similarly to the man, but he was wearing a white robe with a vortex mark on the back of the white robe. He looked at the black-haired man and said with a smile, "His name is Senju Fujima. He was originally a modern worker. He suddenly died while browsing a certain doing. As a result, he woke up and came to this war-torn ninja world and became the newborn son of Senju Hashirama. Oh, didn't you say you wanted to be a strong man? Just help Dad realize his dream." Seeing his son, Hashirama Senju asked with some doubt. Because Fujima Senju often said he wanted to be a peerless strong man to help him realize his dream, but Hashirama Senju often thought he was still young and didn't take it seriously. Hashirama Senju asked Fujima Senju once a year. He also wanted to see his child always have the same dream as himself, which would give him more motivation. This is the inheritance of fire. Because Dad is already strong enough, as long as Dad is willing, no one in the whole ninja world will be Dad's opponent. I hate war too, so I know that Dad will end the war soon, and then everyone will live and work in peace, and the world will return to peace. Fujima Senju tilted his head and looked at Hashirama Senju, squinting and smiling. Hee. You are already 10 years old now. Although Dad is powerful, Dad can't always be by your side to protect you. You still have to improve your strength as soon as possible. It is still difficult to want world peace, but Dad will work hard to let you live the kind of life you want. Senju Hashirama looked at his son, smiled slightly, and stretched out his right hand to pat Senju Fujima's little head. He has lived for so long and has been accustomed to death. The departure of one brother after another has left him with only his second brother, Senju Tobarama. The loss of his relatives made him swear to end the chaos, and he has been working hard for this matter. Now he also has a wife and children, and he needs to protect his clansmen. He needs a peaceful and stable world even more. This is the best choice. I know, Dad, I am not someone who can be bullied. Although I am only 10 years old, ordinary ninjas are not my opponents, hee. Senju Fujima looked at his father and smiled. It is also a kind of pride to be the son of the future first generation of Hokage. After all, he is the god of the ninja world. Really? Then I'm going to test your strength today. Come on, let Daddy see your strength. Senju Hashirama looked at Senju Fujima in front of him, and the corner of his mouth slightly raised. Let's not do it, Daddy, you are too strong. If I try with you, won't I be beaten? I'm not that stupid. You will not show mercy when you fight. It's not like I haven't experienced it before. I'm leaving and I won't care about you. Senju Fujima saw that Senju Hashirama was eager to try, and he looked at him with a frown, and then ran away. Thinking back to 3 years ago. Dad, I want to duel with you. Senju Fujima, who was only 7 years old, saw Senju Hashirama and wanted to have the capital to show off in the future and become a being who could defeat the god of ninja world at the age of 7, so he came to his father to provoke. Oh, Senju Hashirama saw Senju Fujima appear in front of him and threatened to challenge him. He was stunned for a moment, and then his figure disappeared directly. Where's he? Seeing that Hashirama Senju had disappeared, Senju Fujima looked around, but couldn't see his father. Bang! At this moment, a huge wooden fist suddenly appeared above Senju Fujima's head, knocking him into the ground, leaving only half of his head exposed. Ouch! Feeling the intense pain on his head, Senju Fujima screamed, and a duck egg-sized bump instantly appeared on his head. So far, Senju Fujima has never challenged Hashirama Senju again. This kid, haha. Seeing Senju Fujima running away in disgrace, Senju Hashirama shook his head and smiled bitterly, looking at the scenery outside alone, and fell into deep thought. Fortunately, I ran fast, otherwise I would have been caught and beaten by my dad again. Tedoma returned to his room, his mouth slightly raised, looking relieved. I have been in this world for 10 years, and it is estimated that Konoha will be established in a few years. But I don't understand why the son of Senju Hashirama has never appeared. In the original work, he never appeared once. It only appeared once in Tsunade's narration, saying that his father's strength is stronger than his grandfather. Then why did such a person disappear inexplicably? Who has the ability to kill him? Or do I have a potential enemy waiting to take my life at any time? Senju Fujima lay on the bed, thinking back to the Naruto anime, in which he did not even appear, and fell into deep thought. After all, Senju Fujima combined the most powerful genes of the Uzumaki clan and the Senju clan, and his strength must be very powerful. Imagine that if the wood release is awakened and the huge chakra of the Uzumaki clan and the Senju clan is added, it is even more powerful than the chakra of the tailed beast. But such a person disappeared inexplicably, and even the impure world reincarnation did not summon him, as if Tsunade had jumped out of the cracks of the stone. Ding, the host's doubts are detected, the God's chosen system is activated, please ask if you want to bind this system. Just when Senju Fujima was wondering why he did not appear in the Naruto anime, a mechanical voice sounded in his mind. What system? My golden finger is here. But I have awakened wood release, at least when I am alive, I must be invincible. When those protagonists appear, I have already died. What's the use of the awakening system? Although Senju Fujima was very shocked, he actually came with a golden finger system when he traveled through time, and it was only activated when he was 10 years old. If he had not awakened wood release, he would definitely be very happy. But now that he has awakened wood release, what's the use of the system? At most, it can only be regarded as icing on the cake. Ding, it is detected that the host has not made a choice, and the system will be automatically bound in 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8.2, 1. Ding, the system is successfully bound, and the God-chosen system is at your service. Just when Senju Fujima was still thinking that his golden finger was too slow, 10 seconds had passed, and the system actually bound itself directly. You don't play by the rules at all. Since you can force the binding yourself, why are you asking me? Ha! The system made Senju Fujima stunned. The system forced the binding directly, and there was still a need to ask him. Isn't this 100 questions? Ding, congratulations to the host for the first binding of the God-chosen system. The God-chosen system has started to operate. Please choose below. As the system's words rang, an electronic screen appeared in front of Senju Fujima, just like taking a driver's license test, and 3 options appeared. Option 1. Take off your clothes and go to bed. Being a good baby and a good boy, you naturally have the habit of going to bed and getting up early. Reward for completing the task. A compliment of, good, from Uzumaki Mito, and a kiss from the fattest beauty of the Senju clan. Option 2. I said I want to sleep with my mother tonight. As a good baby, it is natural for me to stick to my mother. Reward for completing the task. Get beaten up by Hashirama Senju. Option 3. Go back to Hashirama Senju now and fight him. You are not allowed to stop until the chakra is exhausted. Reward for completing the task. Wetbone Forest Spiritual Contract. Ding, the host will choose as soon as possible. If you don't choose within 1 day, you will be punished. This punishment will permanently fix your height. Seeing the big screen in front of him, Senju Fujima was shocked and almost cursed. System, are you kidding me? No matter what I do with this, I need to be beaten. Fixed height, fixed. I am only about 1.58 meters now. Do you want me to be a dwarf? You are so cruel. There is no way. This system actually has punishments, just to force himself to make a compulsory choice and make him suffer. In order to have a perfect height to pick up girls in the future, he could only suppress his anger, jumped up from the bed in an instant, and ran quickly to the original place. Hashirama, what are you still looking at? It's getting late, go back to sleep. At this time, a woman in a white cheongsam came over and said softly when she saw Senju Hashirama. The woman had long red hair, tied into 2 buns, wearing a golden crown, with a purple diamond mark on her forehead, and a talisman hanging on each ear. This person is Senju Hashirama's wife, Senju Fujima's mother, Uzumaki Mito. Hehe, Mito, why did you come out? I'm going back too. When Hashirama Senju saw Mito Uzumaki coming out, he immediately greeted her with a smile, holding her hand and speaking gently. After being married for many years, Hashirama Senju and Mito Uzumaki treated each other with respect and lived happily. They also had a son, Fujima Senju. Being born in this era is already a kind of happiness. Dad, let's duel. I want to defeat you. At this moment, Fujima Senju suddenly appeared in front of Hashirama Senju and Mito Uzumaki, and he pointed at Hashirama Senju with his right hand and shouted loudly. Quiet. Instantly, as if the entire air was solidified, Kionjajiaji seemed to see a big horror, and he was approaching yourself. I have the most afraid of the entire thousand-handle family in the whole thousand hands. When I saw, it seemed like a mouse saw the cat, but my own task was not completed, and I could only rush up. I must challenge my father today. Old, am I old? It was rare for Senju Fujima to be tough, but when Uzumaki Mito heard it, he was furious, and it seemed that a trace of fire began to emerge from his head. He walked towards him step by step, and every step he took was full of endless pressure. What is going on? Didn't I call her that before? Senju Fujima was very surprised. Why did his mother act like this today? Didn't he call her mother before? Why did she come to trouble him now? No, run away. Seeing Uzumaki Mito approaching him step by step, Senju Fujima seemed to feel a suffocating breath, and hurriedly stepped forward to escape. Still want to run. Secret technique. 4 symbols seal. Uzumaki Mito clapped his hands and directly used the special secret technique of the Uzumaki clan. It was very powerful and could automatically lock the character. Basically, no one could escape after being locked. Suddenly, an invisible barrier appeared within a few meters of Senju Fujima, and then 3 iron chains stretched out from the barrier to tie him up and hang him in the air. Mother, let me go, let me go. I won't dare to do it again. Senju Fujima wanted to run, but he couldn't run away at all. He was directly hung up by Uzumaki Mito. This is a special secret technique of the Uzumaki clan. Unless you use brute force to break through, it can't be broken at all. Uzumaki Mito sealed it with all his strength. If it was sealed like Senju Fujima, even Senju Hashirama who didn't open the fairy technique couldn't break it, which shows how powerful it is. This is also one of the reasons why the Uzumaki clan was exterminated, because the sealing technique is too powerful. Haha, okay, Mito, put the child down. I also want to see Fujima's growth during this period. At this time, Senju Hashirama hurriedly stepped forward and said with a smile while looking at Uzumaki Mito. HMPH. After hearing what Hashirama Senju said, Uzumaki Mito instantly unsealed and released Fujima Senju. Originally, she wanted to go to bed early with Hashirama Senju and spend time together, but now it was ruined by Fujima Senju, a silly boy, and she was very unhappy. Since Fujima Senju, the two of them have less and less time together. During the war, they didn't have much time to spend together, and now it's messed up again. Hee hee, Mom, don't be angry. You are so beautiful, a beautiful lady. If you get angry, it will affect your beautiful face. After seeing Mito Uzumaki put him down, Fujima Senju hurried forward to please him. HMPH, you kid, I'll settle accounts with you later. Mito Uzumaki looked at Fujima Senju and snorted coldly, then went home with a cold face, leaving only Hashirama Senju embarrassed and him with a depressed face. Fujima, didn't you say you didn't want to be beaten? Why do you suddenly want to practice with your father when you go back? Senju Hashirama looked at Senju Fujima and asked with a smile. Do you think I want to? If it weren't for the system forcing me, I wouldn't bother to come and fight with you. If I had known my mother was here, I would have chosen to sleep obediently, Senju Fujima thought reluctantly, but life must go on, and fighting must go on. Suddenly I want to try out new ninjutsu, so I want to ask my father for advice. There is no way, I can't say that I was forced, I can only bite the bullet and look at Senju Hashirama and say. Haha, then come on. If you can defeat Dad's shadow clone, you will have the strength of a Jonin. Senju Hashirama looked at his son in front of him, who also came to the new area, new ninjutsu, and didn't know what ninjutsu it was, and directly divided a wooden clone appeared. HMPH, come on. Dad, I want to be the first person to defeat you. Senju Fujima quickly separated from Senju Hashirama's clone and snorted coldly. Then let's wait and see. Senju Hashirama jumped lightly and jumped onto the tree branch next to him to watch the battle between his clone and Senju Fujima. The chakra is exhausted, so I just need to output like crazy, and forget about physical skills. Instantly, Senju Fujima entered the combat state. Because of the system's requirements, he needed to consume all his chakra, and then he put away his preparations for close combat with kunai. Although he is only 10 years old, Senju Fujima's chakra is even larger than that of the One Tail, and it is not so easy to consume. Dad, I'm going to make a move, so watch out. Ha. Pa. Wood Release Secret Technique, Tree World Advent. In order to complete the task, Senju Fujima roared, and used a set of wood release. He put his hands together instantly, and the huge chakra was consumed a little bit in an instant. What? Wood release? Senju Hashirama was shocked to see that his son had awakened wood release, and exclaimed. He was the only one in the entire Senju clan who had awakened wood release, which shows how rare wood release is. And now Senju Fujima has awakened wood release. As a peerless strong man, he couldn't help but be shocked. No wonder you have the confidence to challenge me, hee. Then Senju Hashirama raised the corner of his mouth slightly. No wonder his son dared to challenge him, it turned out that he had also awakened wood release. Fujima, although you have awakened wood release, this is not how you use it. Watch out, wood release is not something you can use randomly. Facing me who also has wood release, you are just creating convenience for me by using this wood release. Ha! The clone of Hashirama Senju looked at Fujima Senju, raised his lips slightly, and then clapped his hands. A large amount of wood release chakra swarmed out, and directly snatched the control of his tree world. Dad, are you robbing? That's right, it was robbery. Fujima Senju felt that his control over the tree world was gone in an instant, that is, his chakra was wasted, and he exclaimed in a hurry. But now is not the time for him to exclaim. Countless trees attacked him in an instant, and there were countless branches on the trees, constantly attacking him, and he could only jump quickly in the forest. Dad, he's so bad. Wood release, woodman technique. There was no other way. If Senju Fujima didn't want to be beaten, he had to resist. He summoned the woodman technique instantly, and a huge wooden man several dozen feet tall appeared not far from the Senju clan's territory. Who is it? At this time, Senju Tobarama had just fallen asleep, and suddenly heard the movement and chakra fluctuations. He opened his eyes instantly, disappeared from the spot, and appeared at the door of the Senju clan's territory. Because Senju Fujima summoned the woodman technique, the movement was very loud, and this place was too close to the Senju clan's territory. All the clan members were awakened, and they all came out with kunai, thinking they were attacked. Who is it? He actually used the clan leader to perform the wooden man technique. No, look, the person on the wooden man is not the clan leader, but the young clan leader. What? The young clan leader? Where is the clan leader? Master Tobarama is in front, let's go and take a look. As long as it is not an enemy invasion, let's go and see what is going on. Because it was dark, everyone could not see clearly, and they all walked towards the gate of the clan. No matter old or young, they all squeezed over to watch the excitement. What is this? Fujima and Big Brother, what are they doing? Senju Tobarama had sharp eyes and had seen Senju Hashirama standing on the tree branch, and his clone was fighting with Senju Hashirama, muttering to himself. Master Tobarama, what's going on? Yes, Master Tobarama, why does the young clan leader know the wooden man technique? Or is the clan leader also on it? But why didn't I see it? Master Tobarama, what's going on? Soon, all the clan members rushed out and asked Senju Tobarama in confusion. It should be the eldest brother and Fujima who are training. If you have nothing to do, you can go back to sleep. It's none of your business, so go back. Senju Tobarama saw that all the clan members had come out and hurriedly called them back. But obviously, no one wanted to go back. They all wanted to see the battle between their clan leader and the young clan leader. Later, Senju Tobarama couldn't persuade them, so he didn't. I ignored him. Brother, what are you doing? Why does Fujima also know wood release? Then Senju Tobarama appeared next to Senju Hashirama and asked with some confusion. Fujima has awakened wood release, haha. Our Senju clan has once again appeared with wood release, which gives me more confidence to pacify the troubled times. Senju Hashirama saw Senju Tobarama and said with a smile. The idea of pacifying the troubled times in his heart became more urgent and more confident. What? Fujima also awakened wood release. Haha, brother, there is a successor. It would be great if all the special bloodline limits of our Senju clan can be awakened. After hearing what his elder brother said, Senju Tobarama couldn't help but laugh happily. As the young clan leader, the stronger the ability of Senju Shugen is, the better it is for their Senju clan. Although Senju Tobarama has not awakened wood release, he is famous for his water release alone. Everyone knows him and he can be called the first person under the two gods. Watch my fist. After summoning the wooden man, Senju Fujima instantly controlled the wooden man to punch the clone of Senju Hashirama. Wood release, ranking technique. Bang! Instantly, Hashirama's clone directly summoned a wooden shield shaped like a fanged ghost face to defend, directly blocking Senju Fujima's attack. Blocked. You blocked one punch, then watch me punch you. My left hook, my right hook, my uppercut, my lowercut. Seeing that his punch was blocked, Senju Fujima quickly controlled the wooden man to throw a combination of punches, which looked really weird. Bang 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 bang. Although Senju Fujima fought very hard, he still couldn't break the wooden shield in front of him. Wood escape. All bag techniques. Soon, the clone of Senju Hashirama, who was standing behind the shield, slapped his hands directly to the ground. Under Senju Fujima's wooden man, countless wooden arms suddenly appeared and grabbed his wooden man directly. I can't move. At this time, Senju Fujima found that his wooden man couldn't move. No matter how he urged the wooden man couldn't break free from the control of the wooden hands. Senju Fujima was still injecting a lot of chakra, trying to break free from the restraint of the wooden hand. At this time, a wooden hand quietly appeared behind him and grabbed him directly. Hoo-hoo. The wooden hand quickly approached him, and there were wind sounds. Oh no, substitute technique. Senju Fujima instantly noticed something wrong, and quickly used the substitute technique, and instantly appeared on the ground. Bang! A piece of wood appeared where Senju Fujima was originally, and was instantly crushed into pieces by the wooden hand. Dad, what do you want to do? Murder your own child. Senju Fujima saw that if he hadn't used the substitute technique just now, he would probably have been crushed directly. It was too violent. Humph, you still have the mind to talk here. Hashirama's clone looked at Senju Fujima and snorted coldly. In an instant, countless wooden hands appeared in front of Senju Fujima again and clawed at him. Not good. Water style. Water rush wave. After seeing countless wooden hands, Senju Fujima dodged instantly, then put his hands together and summoned a water-shaped tornado, chewing the surrounding wood-style hands into pieces. Go. Then Senju Fujima controlled the water-shaped tornado and rushed directly towards Senju Hashirama's clone. Bang! Instantly, the water-shaped tornado spread like a waterfall, immediately forming a river, turning the area within a radius of hundreds of meters into a vast ocean. This kid, has he learned all my essence? Haha. Senju Tobarama stood beside Senju Hashirama and said with a smile. Haha, not bad, the reaction ability is not bad. If it weren't for my ability to use wood style, the average Jonin would have died long ago. A trace of appreciation flashed in Senju Hashirama's eyes, looking at his son, full of pride. Hashirama's clone jumped onto the treetops, frowned, and stared at Senju Fujima standing on the water. Water style. Heaven's cry. Instantly, Senju Fujima spit out countless water needles from his mouth and went directly to Hashirama's clone. Wood style. Wood ingot wall. And Hashirama's clone instantly used the wood ingot wall to protect himself directly. Boom boom boom. The waterless water needles pierced directly on the wood ingot wall, and finally turned into a pool of water and flowed down. Wood style. Wood dragon technique. Then Hashirama's clone directly used the wood dragon technique, and he also jumped lightly, jumped onto the wood dragon, and flew directly towards Senju Fujima. Roar. The wood dragon roared at Senju Fujima, opened its huge mouth, and bit him. HMPH. Water jutsu still consumes more chakra. Wood jutsu is a waste of chakra. Dad controls me. It's really troublesome. Senju Fujima snorted coldly. He would be controlled by Hashirama Senju if he used other wood jutsu. Their strength was not at the same level. His control would be cut off in an instant, which was very troublesome. Although he had to use up all the chakra in his body, he couldn't just get beaten up, right? And his second uncle's water jutsu consumes a lot of chakra, and the attack is also very powerful. It is a means to quickly consume chakra. Water jutsu, water dragon bite. Then Senju Fujima put his hands together and instantly used the ultimate secret of Senju Tobarama, directly drawing a large amount of river water from the river under his feet, forming a huge water-shaped vortex and suddenly rising to the sky. I saw that the vortex was already higher than Hashirama Senju's wood dragon, and it instantly turned into a water dragon and swooped down directly. Roar, roar. The two dragons collided instantly, and the clone of Senju Hashirama used the tree wall to directly wrap himself. In the water, he rushed out of the attack range of the water dragon and continued to move towards Senju Fujima. Sure enough, water escape alone cannot break the wood dragon technique. Water clone technique, sealing technique, diamond seal. Instantly, several chakra chains flew out from behind the water clone, directly binding the wood dragon's whole body. Bang! Then, the wood dragon was directly trapped by Senju Fujima's diamond seal and rushed directly into the river, splashing countless water. Not bad. Illusion, dark walk technique. After Senju Fujima used the secret technique, Hashirama's clone instantly jumped off the wood dragon, then quickly rushed towards him and instantly used an illusion. Huh, I can't see it. This is the illusion that my second uncle just created. Senju Fujima suddenly felt that he could not see it. It was pitch black in front of him, and he couldn't feel where Hashirama's clone was at all. Water style, water bullet shooting. Because he couldn't see Hashirama Senju, Fujima Senju instantly used chakra to fill his hands, and quickly rotated them, spraying countless water cannons from his hands, shooting indiscriminately at 360 degrees. Bang, 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 bang. Fujima Senju's water cannons were like free, shooting in all directions, which could be considered as absolute defense. Hehe. Wood style, wood prison technique. Hashirama's clone dodged the water cannons while instantly putting his hands together. Several trees instantly grew under Fujima Senju's feet, forming a huge wooden prison. The trees seemed to have life, avoiding Fujima Senju's water cannons, and turned into vines to instantly tie him up tightly, trapping him directly in the wooden prison. Fujima Senju felt that his hands and feet were fixed by wooden bars, and the darkness in front of him disappeared, and he regained clarity. At this time, the clone of Senju Hashirama slowly walked towards him, and a wicked smile flashed across the corner of Senju Fujima's mouth. Water escape, water prison technique. At some point, a water clone of Senju Fujima emerged from under Senju Hashirama's feet and instantly used the water prison technique on the clone of Hashirama. When Senju Hashirama was about to be controlled by the water prison technique, he took out a samurai sword and chopped the water clone of Senju Fujima into pieces with a casual stroke, turning it into a pool of water and disappearing. Oh my god, Dad is so arrogant, has he figured it all out? But there's no explanation yet. Big Ball Rasengan, get up for me. Ha! Senju Fujima originally thought he had won, but his water clone was chopped apart by a casual stroke of Senju Hashirama. Bang! Then Senju Fujima shouted angrily, and a blue chakra ball instantly appeared in his controlled right hand, and it expanded rapidly, directly breaking the wooden prison. Dad, try my newly developed ninjutsu. Water, instant body technique. Then Senju Fujima instantly disappeared from the spot. As long as there is a lake he created, he can instantly reach the place he wants to go. It can also be regarded as a kind of space ninjutsu, but it needs to rely on the water he created to perform it. In an instant, Senju Fujima suddenly appeared behind Hashirama's clone, and the big ball Rasengan pressed towards him instantly. Ha! Hashirama's clone instantly felt the danger behind him, and instantly turned around and drew his sword to fight back. Bang! Ding! In an instant, the samurai sword in the hands of Hashirama's clone was directly broken, and he also used the recoil of the attack to leap directly behind him. Is this the unprinted ninjutsu you studied by yourself? Very good, it seems that there is still a lot of room for growth. Senju Hashirama is worthy of being the god of the ninja world. In an instant, he saw that the big ball Rasengan in Senju Fujima's hand had a huge room for growth, because the big ball Rasengan did not add chakra attribute changes. Hehe. Dad, the fun is yet to come. Wood style clone. Wind style, Rasengan Shuriken. Instantly, a wood-style clone appeared beside Senju Fujima, and directly used wind-style, Rasengan Shuriken, and quickly threw it towards Senju Hashirama's shadow clone. Because of the addition of attribute chakra, it is unstable and has a failure rate. If it fails, it will cause great damage to the body. It is still in its infancy and has not been fully developed. Ordinary shadow clones can't bear it at all, but wood-style clone is different. It is a real entity and will not disappear directly because of a little damage. Even if the wood-style clone is released, the wood-style clone will instantly turn into branches to entangle or attack the enemy, which is very powerful. Such a strong aura. Hashirama's clone frowned, sensing a hint of danger. Summoning technique, Triple Rashomon. Instantly, Hashirama's clone summoned the Triple Rashomon directly, and stood on the last Rashomon, staring at the Rasengan Shuriken thrown out by Senju Fujima. Boom boom boom. Instantly, the first Rashomon was shredded by the high-speed rotating whirlwind next to it before it even touched the Rasengan Shuriken. The second one didn't last long, and instantly came to the third Rashomon. Has the chakra attribute been changed? The penetrating power is countless times stronger. It's really a good ninjutsu, but the damage to the human body should be very huge, right? It's listed as a forbidden technique, and other clan members cannot practice it. Senju Hashirama narrowed his eyes, watching the battle in front of him, felt the power of the Rasengan Shuriken, frowned, and instantly put it into the cold palace. Haha, Fujima, this kid, is he quite similar to me? Haha. Big brother, don't you think so? Senju Tobarama saw all of Senju Fujima's performance and grinned. His nephew was really good. HMPH, look at you, you are the same as me. This technique is forbidden and no one is allowed to practice it. Senju Hashirama saw Senju Tobarama, snorted coldly, and then said lightly, continuing to pay attention to the battlefield. Ah, well, finally there is someone like me, creating a technique that is a forbidden technique. Senju Tobarama looked at Senju Hashirama with resentful eyes. He felt angry for his uncle and nephew after hearing what he said, but he couldn't beat his big brother, so he could only obey. Nice power. Hashirama's clone saw the Rasengan Shuriken rushing towards him, nodded slightly, and then jumped back. Just as he jumped off the Rashomon, the Rasengan Shuriken hit the third Rashomon directly. Bang! Sizzle! Instantly, the Rasengan Shuriken was completely released, and countless wind attribute chakra needles continued to pierce the third Rashomon, making a harsh sound. Bang! Then, the third Rashomon was also broken, but the Rasengan Shuriken continued to emit residual power on the ground, rolling up countless water splashes, forming a water storm with a radius of dozens of meters, splashing the original river water everywhere. Wow, the young clan leader is so powerful, isn't he? He was able to fight the clan leader for so long. And what kind of ninjutsu is this? Why haven't I seen it before? It's really amazing. The young clan leader not only awakened the wood style, but also the water style is very powerful, quite like the charm of Lord Tobarama. Our Senju clan will become more and more powerful. That's for sure. In the future, the whole world will belong to our Senju clan, ha ha ha. Under the leadership of the clan leader and the young clan leader, we will definitely defeat the Uchiha clan. That's right. With the clan leader and the young clan leader, we will definitely defeat the Uchiha clan. Those fools are all evil people. In the next war, we must completely eliminate them. The battle between Hashirama Senju and Fujirama Senju made all the members of the Senju clan see their powerful hope and filled them with strong confidence to overwhelm the Uchiha clan. Fujima, your strength really surprised me, but next, I will use my full strength, you have to be careful. The clone of Senju Hashirama looked at Senju Fujima, and a trace of relief and admiration flashed in his eyes. He had not used his full strength yet. Although it was a wooden clone, its strength was not as good as the real body, but it was definitely better than the previous Hokage, and it was not something that ordinary people could fight against. Humph! Senju Fujima snorted coldly. He used a lot of ninjutsu and had consumed a small half of the chakra in his body. Although his chakra is very huge now, after all, he is still young, and the chakra in his body is increasing every day. He believes that he will soon be able to surpass his father. Wood release, wood man technique. Wood release, wood dragon technique. In an instant, Senju Hashirama put his hands together and shouted angrily. A wooden man with a height of dozens of feet suddenly rose from the ground, and a wooden dragon was wrapped around his neck. You're the only one who can do it. I can do it, too. Come on, let's fight. Ha, wood style, woodman technique. Wood style, wood dragon technique. Then, something strange happened. Two wooden giants and wooden dragons appeared near the Senju clan's territory, but Senju Fujima's was a little smaller, which seemed to be related to proficiency. Puff, Dad, why is your wooden man a little bigger than mine? Senju Fujima looked at Senju Hashirama's wooden man, which was actually a little bigger than his own, and almost spit out a mouthful of blood. You're not proficient enough. Just use it a few more times and get more familiar with it. Next, I'm going to get on. Senju Hashirama raised his mouth slightly and said lightly, then controlled the wooden man to rush directly towards Senju Fujima's wooden man. Boom boom boom. The two wooden men ran on the ground, and the ground felt the vibration, making it like an earthquake. I'll hit you, I'll hit you, I'll hit you. The wooden figures of Senju Fujima and his partner instantly fought each other, punching each other, and the two wooden dragons began to bite each other. Bang! But not long after, Senju Fujima's wooden figure was knocked to the ground by a punch. Ouch! Even Senju Fujima was thrown to the ground hard, screaming in pain. Not only is Dad's wooden figure, it's only one circle bigger, and its power is much greater than my wooden man. What a loss. Quote. Senju Fujima cursed secretly when he saw that his wooden man had been beaten by Senju Hashirama without any chance to fight back. Wood release, flower and tree world descends. Ah! It was the last chakra. As long as the last chakra was used up, he would be able to be freed. He quickly used the ultimate secret technique of wood release. Senju Fujima used his chakra as nutrients crazily. He put his hands together and transmitted the chakra to the ground, causing the trees sleeping in the land to grow rapidly and become larger. And several red flowers grew on each tree. After absorbing Senju Fujima's chakra, the flowers grew rapidly and finally bloomed. After the flowers bloomed, countless poisonous pollens were produced, which spread all over the battlefield. Can't help it, but I said that wood release is ineffective against me. All your efforts are in vain. Quote. Seeing the large forest summoned by Senju Fujima, Senju Hashirama raised his mouth slightly and said lightly, not caring at all. Senju Hashirama himself is the god of wood escape. Any wood escape is ineffective for him. Even if the pollen is absorbed by him, he will not have any abnormality. This is the power of the immortal body, not an ordinary physique. Dad, I just want to use up the chakra quickly. I don't want to fight anymore. Fighting with you is too tiring. After hearing what Senju Hashirama said, Senju Fujima muttered to himself and continued to input chakra frantically. The trees grew taller and taller, and denser, inputting all the chakra in his body. The trees instantly pierced towards Senju Hashirama, as if they had consciousness, and stabbed him directly. Bang 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 bang. Quote. Hashirama Senju controlled the wooden man and rushed towards Fujima Senju quickly, rushing all the way, smashing all the trees in front of him, and sweeping all the way. Who, finally used up all the chakra, I'm so tired. At this moment, Fujima Senju felt that his last bit of chakra was all input into the tree under his feet, and he stood on the tree branch and gasped. Ding, the host has chosen successfully and completed the task. The reward of the Wetbone Forest spiritual contract has been stored in the system backpack and can be signed at any time. At this moment, the system's prompt sound finally rang, which finally comforted him. Finally, it's okay, it's really tiring. After hearing the system prompt, Fujima Senju felt relieved, his body felt a little tired, and he fell directly under the tree. Quote. Hashirama's clone saw Senju Fujima suddenly fall towards the tree for no apparent reason, frowned, waved his hand instantly, and a tree appeared below Senju Fujima, catching him directly. This kid, he actually used up all his chakra, hee. What a desperate child, but his strength is not bad, he is already a very powerful existence in the entire ninja world. As long as he doesn't meet Madara, this pervert, no one should be able to kill him. Hashirama's clone quickly came to Senju Fujima's side, hugged him in his arms instantly, looked at him and fainted from exhaustion, listened to his even breathing, smiled slightly, and then jumped towards the main body. Is it over? Who won? The young clan leader is really amazing. I feel like I am not even the young clan leader's opponent. Me too, I am an elite Jonin, but I actually think that the young clan leader, a 10-year-old child, is countless times stronger than me. This is simply against the sky. Quote, I'm already a half shadow, but I don't think I'm stronger than the young clan leader. How dare you say that? It's really exciting. We rarely see clan leaders fighting each other. The battlefield is in chaos. It's impossible to watch. Today is really exciting. Haha, the day for our Thousand Hands clan to rise has arrived. Quote, countless people in the Senju clan feel that the strength of their Senju clan will definitely become stronger and stronger in the future, because the strength of their young clan leader is too strong. After a few years of growth, they will have 2 god-level strongmen. The strength of ninjas in the Warring States period is divided into Apprentice Genin, Genin, Elite Genin, Chunin, Elite Chunin, Jonin, Elite Jonin, Half Shadow, Shadow, Super Shadow, and God. As for the 6 paths and Super 6 paths above, they are not included in the division during the Warring States period. And now there are only 2 people in the entire ninja world whose strength has reached the god level, that is, Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara. Another person who is infinitely close to God is Senju Tobirama and Uchiha Izuna. All of them were determined after the battle on the battlefield. If a tribe does not have a cage-level strongman, there is no need for it to survive. Cage-level strongmen occupy a great significance in the entire tribe, and the 2 strongest tribes are the Senju and Uchiha tribes. The second is the Hyuga tribe, but after the death of their tribe leader Hyuga Tenin, the strength of the tribe was greatly reduced and it completely withdrew from the battlefield. On the entire battlefield, only the Senju and Uchiha tribes are still fighting. This kid is really desperate. Let's go. It's getting late, let everyone go to bed early. Senju Hashirama took Senju Fujirama from his clone and said to Senju Tobirama, then jumped directly to the tribe's land. Hehe. Senju Tobirama raised his lips slightly, and then appeared at the gate of the clan in an instant, and then asked everyone to rest. What? This kid is really desperate. You don't know how to stop him, and his chakra is exhausted. After Senju Hashirama carried Senju Fujima back to the room, Uzumaki Mito came over, a trace of heartache flashed in his eyes, and looked at Hashirama with some blame. Hehe, it's okay, consume more chakra, and after the chakra is restored tomorrow, the total amount of chakra will double, which is a good thing for him. Senju Hashirama gently put Senju Fujima on the bed, covered him with a quilt, and turned to Uzumaki Mito and said, Humph. Uzumaki Mito snorted coldly, then sat on the edge of the bed, gently stroked Senju Fujima's face, and a trace of love flashed in his eyes. The next morning, after Senju Fujima woke up, he felt full of strength. It must be said that after inheriting the immortal body of Senju Hashirama, his body was simply twice as strong and his recovery ability was excellent. Why did I fall asleep? Is it dawn? Oh. I was really exhausted last night. Sometimes, too much chakra is also a sin. After Senju Fujima woke up, he didn't know when he fell asleep. When he saw the dawn, he yawned, stretched and climbed out of bed. I don't know if there are any beauties now. What is Tsunade's mother's name? What is my future wife's name? I suddenly realized that I don't understand the plot. I don't even know who my wife is. Am I still a time traveler? It's really weird. After getting up, Senju Fujima suddenly had a whim. Who will Tsunade's mother be in the future? He doesn't know now, and there were no beauties in the Warring States period. He didn't know all this, so it seemed that he couldn't find a target. Can I marry someone from the Senju clan? Those distant relatives shouldn't be a good match, right? And there should be a lot of girls from the Uchiha clan, right? But now the situation is like fire and water. I want to marry a girl from the Uchiha clan, but it's not very realistic. How about someone from the Uzumaki clan or the Hyuga clan? He. That's a good idea, he. Although Senju Fujima is still young, he will grow up very quickly. He can't lose his wife. Since he doesn't know who his wife is, he should set a long-term goal. The more the better. Ding, the host's evil heart is detected, triggering the God's chosen system. Option 1. Marry a woman from the Uchiha clan. Women from the Uchiha clan are gentle and virtuous, and are rare good men. Reward for completing the task. Reward Indra bloodline. Option 2. Marry a woman from the Hyuga clan. Women from the Hyuga clan are sweet and shy, extremely virtuous, and very suitable to be wives. Reward for completing the task. Reward of 1,000,000 taels. Option 3. Marry a beautiful woman from the Uzumaki clan. The Uzumaki clan is the best choice for Jinchuriki, and may be useful in the future. Reward for completing the task. Uzumaki clan sealing technique. Ding! Complete the selection time within 3 years, otherwise the punishment is a face full of acne. With Senju Fujima's thoughts, the system was instantly activated, and 3 options appeared on the screen in front of him. Puff! What's the use of 1,000,000 taels to me? I'm the young patriarch of the Senju clan. Do I need money? I have the blood of the Uzumaki clan. I know all the sealing techniques of the Uzumaki clan. Do I need it? System, you are doing this on purpose, right? You just want me to marry a woman from the Uchiha clan. The other 2 rewards are useless. If I have the blood of Indra, can I open the Samsara eye? Whether it's possible or not, I need to try it. It seems that it's really difficult to marry a woman from the Uchiha clan. The Uchiha clan generally does not intermarry with outsiders. This system always cheats people. Senju Fujima frowned and fell into deep thought. In the end, he decided to take a look at the beauties of the Uchiha clan. After all, there are still many beauties in the Uchiha clan, ahem. Dong dong dong. Just at this moment, there was a knock on the door of Senju Fujima's room. Who? Senju Fujima was interrupted and shouted to the door. Young clan leader, the clan leader asked you to go over. The war is about to start. You need to go to the battlefield this time. Senju Wangs, who was in charge of the communication, shouted to the room. Go to the battlefield. Is there going to be another war? I wonder which time my second uncle killed Uchiha Izuna. After hearing what Senju Wang said, Senju Fujima muttered to himself. I know, I'll go right away. Then Senju Fujima shouted directly to the door, then tidied up the bedding and walked out directly. Soon, Senju Fujima walked towards the meeting room of the Senju clan. Young clan leader. Young clan leader. The clan of the Senju clan is also heavily guarded, with a sentry every few steps and tight defense. After the battle between Senju Hashirama and Senju Fujima last night, all of them recognized this young clan leader and shouted when they saw him. Yeah, Senju Fujima nodded slightly and then walked into the meeting room. In the meeting room, Senju Hashirama knelt in the upper seat, and there were 8 elders of the Senju clan at the elder level, and Senju Tobarama, who were all at the level of Kage, very powerful. Okay, everyone is here. Now let's start discussing how to defeat the Uchiha clan this time. When Hashirama Senju saw Fujima Senju coming in, he immediately started the discussion meeting. Clan leader, I think we should go all out this time. The main clan leader and the junior clan leader should work together to kill Uchiha Madara directly. I think the other people in the Uchiha clan are not that great, right? Haha. The one who spoke was the great elder Hongjun Senju, a veteran Kage level master, who smiled at Hashirama Senju and said. Yes, clan leader, the great elder is right. As long as we kill Uchiha Madara, the Uchiha clan will be leaderless. I think this method will work. Although it is a bit immoral, in our era, there is no need for morality. It is enough to achieve the goal. The second elder Huatang Senju nodded slightly and said to Hashirama Senju. Yes, clan leader, the strength of our 2 clans is almost the same, so we still have to look at the high-end combat power, and the young clan leader is already very strong, which is enough to help the clan leader kill Uchiha Madara. Yes, I also think this method is feasible. What do you think, clan leader? I think it's also possible. As long as Uchiha Madara is dead, everything will be solved. The other elders also agreed, saying that as long as Senju Hashirama killed Uchiha Madara, it would be enough. While everyone agreed with this strategy, Senju Hashirama hesitated. He didn't want to fight with the Uchiha clan, let alone his good friend Uchiha Madara. Uchiha Madara is his only good friend, and both of them yearn for world peace. He has never given up and has been working towards this direction. Then Senju Hashirama looked at Senju Tobarama, as if asking him whether he should do this. He is very confused now. Brother, I think this method is also good. Fujima's strength is enough to help you solve Uchiha Madara. Senju Tobarama hated the Uchiha clan very much and wanted to destroy them for a long time. This time, knowing the strength of Senju Fujima, he was very happy. Dad, let me talk about my personal opinion. At this time, Senju Fujima stood up with a stiff upper lip, because he still wanted to marry the little beauty of the Uchiha clan. Killing their clan leader, isn't this a deep hatred? Then wouldn't his little wife run away? If he wants to kill, he has to talk about it later. His mission is more important. Oh, then tell me. Senju Hashirama seemed to see a savior, looking at Senju Fujima with expectation in his eyes. He knew that his son was also peace-loving and didn't like fighting and killing. Now his position in the clan is gradually stable and he has the right to speak. As long as he joins hands with Senju Fujima, he will definitely be able to suppress the resentment of the Senju clan faster and easier. Hearing what Senju Hashirama said, everyone had no objection, because Senju Fujirama is now at least at the same level as them, with great strength, and will definitely be the next clan leader in the future. Dad, I think we have fought with the Uchiha clan for long enough. I think there shouldn't be so much fighting and killing in the entire ninja world. I hope the world can be peaceful. I want to use my own power to bring peace to everyone. Let the whole world become friendly, and everyone can live well. War can't solve anything, it can only deepen the hatred between each other. If we can unite the Uchiha clan, we can completely rule the entire ninja world, and then we can make the entire ninja world peaceful and stable. I want to build a world without war, without chaos, and without the old sending the young. Just like the elder, Tianchen, Wangchen, Liangchen and other brothers are all your children, but now are they here? They died because of the war. Quote, if there is no war in our world, will we still lose our loved ones? Senju Fujima gave a passionate speech. He didn't know what to say. Anyway, it would be best not to fight and to establish Konoha directly. In this way, he can date girls, walk his bird, and take a walk in peace. Isn't such a life sweet? Ding, the host's desire for peace is detected, and the God-chosen system is activated. Quote, Option 1. Go to the battlefield and kill Uchiha Madara. As long as Uchiha Madara is killed, the ninja world will be peaceful and the Senju clan will be able to rule the world. Reward for completing the task. The amount of chakra is permanently halved. Option 2. Go to the battlefield and kill Uchiha Izuna personally. As the second strongest person in the Uchiha clan, after killing him, the Senju clan can also rule the world. Reward for completing the task. Uchiha Madara's crazy revenge. Option 3. End the war and establish Konoha. Reward for completing the task. Turtle spirit, which is extremely attractive to women. Just as Senju Fujima was talking, the system appeared again and gave 3 choices, which shocked him at once. PFF. System, did you design it specifically for idiots? You're so funny. When Senju Fujima saw the 3 options in front of him, even an idiot would know to choose 3, but shouldn't this turtle spirit be the spirit of the king? This kind of reward simply made him dumbfounded, but this turtle spirit seems to be quite effective, attracting girls, ha ha ha. The turtle spirit is quite effective, and then the beauties will come uninvited, and then. After seeing the effect of the turtle spirit, a wicked smile flashed in Senju Fujima's eyes. What, young clan leader, what do you mean by that? Yes, young clan leader, the Uchiha clan has killed so many of our brothers and sisters, are we just going to let them go? Yes, young clan leader, you are still young, you don't know the cruelty of war, how many of our Senju clan members died in their hands, they are the source of evil, they must all be killed. Young clan leader, you can't be soft-hearted, in this world, soft-hearted people are very dangerous. Senju Fujima's words were like an atomic bomb, instantly making the elders present explode, and they all said with red faces. Even Senju Tobarama was stunned. He didn't expect that the nephew he favored actually had the same idea as his father. In fact, he was extremely reluctant to let the Uchiha clan go. Maybe some people would think, why does the second-generation Hokage Senju Tobarama hate the Uchiha clan so much? The reason is also here. That is, 7 years ago, the Uchiha clan snatched away the fiancée of Senju Tobarama, who was the princess of the Sarutobi clan at that time, Sarutobi Shizuka. Originally, the Senju clan wanted to form an alliance with the Sarutobi clan, so the marriage was arranged by Senju Tobarama's father, Senju Furuma. Although the people of the Sarutobi clan were not strong, the Senju clan fought against the Uchiha clan and the Hagoromo clan alone at that time, which led to heavy casualties in their clan. Finally, they were ready to win over the Sarutobi clan to join. The weaker the clan, the more obedient it is. As long as they get married, they will become their pawns. If it was the Hyuga clan, do you think they would agree to marry their princess to Senju Tobirama? Obviously it is impossible. The clan basically marries within the same clan to avoid the family bloodline from spreading out. The Sarutobi clan also wanted to rely on the giant Senju clan, and finally agreed. On the day of their marriage, the Uchiha clan saw through their purpose and came directly to snatch the bride. In the end, Shizuka Sarutobi was abducted by the Uchiha clan. Although she was finally released home, she was no longer pure, which led to Senju Tobirama's great resentment towards the Uchiha clan. Haha, you are worthy of being my son. You are just like your father and love peace. Daddy likes you, haha. After hearing what Senju Fujima said, Senju Hashirama raised his mouth slightly, and kept cheering him up in his heart, and his heart was full of joy. Elders, you also know that the Uchiha clan killed many of our clan members. But what about us? I also killed countless Uchiha clan members. Why did our dead clan members and their dead clan members die? It was because of the war. If there is no war, we will not have deaths in the future, and everyone will live a long and happy life. If we continue to wage war, then after us, there will still be countless clan members who will be killed by the Uchiha clan. They will also be killed by our Senju clan. When will the cycle of revenge end? The past. Slip of the tongue. When will the cycle of revenge end? If we stop fighting and make peace now, our clan members will not have to sacrifice their lives for this in the future. Elders, do you think what the boy said is right? Senju Fujima was not afraid at all, and said as he glanced at the elders present. This. The elders present looked at each other, and for a moment, they didn't seem to know what to say. Fujima, have you ever thought about whether the clan members would agree even if we agreed? Many clan members hate the Uchiha clan because of the death of their relatives. Even if the clan members agree, what about the Uchiha clan? Will the Uchiha clan agree to make peace with us? At this time, Senju Tobirama looked at Senju Fujima with sharp eyes and raised a historical problem. That's right, you agreed, we agreed, but can the clan members agree? Even if the clan members agree, what about the Uchiha clan? Senju Fujima's idea is indeed too simple. Yes, young clan leader, what's the use of our agreement? That's right, young clan leader, it's not that we don't agree, the clan members have to agree, our agreement doesn't count. Yes, young clan leader, the clan members have the final say, we can't influence other people's ideas. After hearing what Senju Tobirama said, the elders agreed with it and nodded. If the tribe members disagree, let them fight on their own. If the Uchiha clan disagrees, then fight until they agree. I don't want to see my brothers and sisters sacrificed on the battlefield anymore, so I'm begging the elders here. Please give me a chance, I will definitely find a way to convince the tribe members and the Uchiha clan to reconcile the two clans. Let's build a village together, protect this village, and protect the children in the village. Let all the children in the village, and the future tribe members, live and work in peace and contentment, please give me a chance. Senju Fujima bowed to the elders quickly. They were all overwhelmed by the war, and it was still difficult to get them to give up fighting the Uchiha clan. He didn't know what kind of means his father had in the original book to convince these old stubborn people. But he was a child, and it seemed that what he said could make them listen to it a little bit. Haha, I think Fujima is right. You are just too competitive. If we can live in peace, we can make greater progress for the Senju clan. Think about it, why after thousands of years of development, our Senju clan always has only a few thousand people? If it is a peaceful era, our Senju clan will become more and more prosperous. By then, there will be tens of thousands of people, or even hundreds of thousands of Senju clan members. Do you think the Senju clan will not be strong by then? Senju Hashirama also stood up and looked at the elders and said. This. The elders saw that Senju Hashirama also spoke up, and seemed to agree very much. For a moment, everyone was a little difficult to decide. Because they didn't know that Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara were good friends, and this secret was known to Senju Tobirama alone. HMPH. Senju Tobarama snorted coldly and didn't say anything. It was considered as tacit agreement, but he was extremely unwilling in his heart. Thank you, uncle, hehe. Seeing Tobarama Senju's look, a trace of gratitude flashed in his eyes. Hehe, the beautiful girl of the Uchiha clan, come to the bowl quickly. Thinking of the beautiful girl of the Uchiha clan, Senju Fujima was overjoyed. In the end, with the support of Hashirama Senju, all 8 elders agreed. As long as Fujima Senju could convince the clan members, they had no objection. But all this still requires the consent of the Uchiha clan, otherwise they have no chance to achieve peace. Thank you very much for the trust of the elders. I will immediately gather all the clan members to discuss this matter with them. Fujima Senju bowed to the elders and then turned and walked out the door. Haha, you are worthy of being my son. Hashirama Senju looked at Fujima Senju's back as he left, and the corners of his mouth rose slightly. Soon, Senju Fujima had all the tribesmen gathered, and all of them, young and old, stood on the training ground of the tribe. I heard that the young tribe leader wants to call us to give us a lecture. Is there something important? I don't know. You see, the old and the young are here, and I don't know what they want to do. I heard that it is a big deal, but I don't know what it is. PFF. Then you are talking nonsense here. It's not in vain, at least I know it's a big deal. Do you know what it is? I don't know, but I know that even a fool knows that to gather so many people, it must be to announce a big deal. After all the tribesmen gathered, everyone felt a little confused and began to whisper to each other. Tribesmen, everyone, please be quiet for a while. I have something to tell you now, and I hope you won't get excited. Senju Fujima looked at these tribesmen and shouted loudly. Stop talking, the young clan leader is about to speak. Shish. Instantly, as Senju Fujima spoke, everyone fell silent, staring at him, their hearts everyone was a little confused, not knowing what great news he was going to announce. Okay, now I'm going to announce something to everyone. That is, I'll give you a choice. If I let you give up fighting against the Uchiha clan now, and let all of you live and work in peace, without wars, and without separations and deaths, are you willing? If you are willing, stand on my left-hand side, if you are not willing, stand on my right-hand side. Then Senju Fujima hurriedly said to everyone, let's see who is willing and who is not willing, and then persuade those who are not willing. What? Stop fighting. The Uchiha clan killed my brother, I must take revenge. That's right. The Uchiha clan killed so many of our relatives, how can we give up? I must kill them all to vent my hatred. I don't agree to give up fighting the Uchiha clan. I think it's good. Our 2 clans have been fighting for so long, it's time to take a break, right? I also want to live a stable life, I don't want my future children to live like us. I agree, our generation has suffered enough, there is no need to let the children suffer again. I don't agree. Because of Senju Fujima's words, thousands of people below instantly exploded, talking and shouting. Ding, the host has a problem, the god selection system appears, and the task selection is as follows. Option 1. Kill the chicken to scare the monkey, directly kill a few opposing clansmen to achieve your own goals. After all, killing the chicken to scare the monkey is one of the common methods used by the superiors. Reward for completing the task. Expel the Senju clan. Option 2. Let things develop and let the minority obey the majority. After all, this is also a very wise way to obey the majority when encountering a big disagreement. Reward for completing the task. The Senju clan and the Uchiha clan will never stop fighting. Option 3. Cleverly solve the reasons why the clan members are unwilling to agree, and let everyone unify and achieve peace with conviction. This requires the host to work hard. I am optimistic about you, come on. Reward for completing the task. Uchiha clan's favorability +10. Then a screen suddenly appeared in front of Senju Fujima. After seeing the information on it, he was not surprised. After all, this system is used to deceive people. I said, be quiet, giving you a choice is not for you to quarrel. Start choosing now. Those who are willing stand on the left, and those who are unwilling stand on the right. Senju Fujima instantly roared at the crowd, and an invisible momentum of the superior pressed towards the crowd. This is the suppressive power of blood. The strength of a person's blood can completely suppress the lower blood. Of course, this only happens between people of the same clan. After hearing what Senju Fujima said, everyone quieted down and began to make a choice. The Senju clan, including the old, young, women and children, only had more than 3,800 people, and they were arranged in battle lines. Most of those who chose to agree were clan members with many children at home, while most of those who chose to refuse had few relatives left, and their relatives had almost all been killed, so they only had hatred for the Uchiha clan. Finally, according to statistics, the majority of people agreed to the armistice agreement. After all, there were more children, a full 2,500 people. And there were less than 1,300 people who refused, which was also a very considerable number. Okay, I roughly know. You don't agree, right? I know that many of your brothers and sisters died in the war. But look now, are there any surviving brothers and sisters around you? And parents, wives and children? If you die on the battlefield, what will happen to them? Will they continue to avenge you? Think about it. Why were our brothers and sisters killed? Why? That's because of the war, because the war took their lives, not the Uchiha clan. They killed many of our brothers and sisters, but didn't we kill many of their brothers and sisters too? Put yourself in their shoes, think carefully about whether it is war or peace. I personally prefer peace. I hope all children can live and work in peace and grow up happily. It's up to you next. In order to complete the task, Senju Fujima could only do his best to persuade them to let go of their resentment. What the young clan leader said is not wrong, but I always feel something is wrong. I think what the young clan leader said is right. We have been fighting, so there will be deaths. We have deaths, and the Uchiha clan has deaths too. I have long imagined the days of peace, but I have always been blinded by anger. Alas, if my brother could live to this day, it would be great. Who says it's not? If my brother could also live, and live to this moment when we say we want to stop the war, I wouldn't be the only male left in our family. Senju Fujima's words still have a certain effect on many clan members. Many people gradually began to think about the reasons, and finally felt that what their young clan leader said seemed to make sense. Finally, more than 1,300 people walked out, and only more than 100 people were left in the opposing team. So many people chose to give up. Then what am I still doing here? Many people also had this thought in their hearts. They were embarrassed to walk to the line of agreement before, but when they saw many clansmen walking over, they also felt a little strange and stood towards the team that agreed. After all, no one would dislike peace. They have been looking forward to peace for a long time. If the fire can really be peaceful and there is no war, it would naturally be the best. A quarter of an hour passed, and only a dozen people were left in the team that chose to oppose. It seems that their hatred for the Uchiha clan is still very obvious. What do you think? The dozen people, tell me. Now almost all the clansmen have chosen peace, why can't you choose it? After peace, you and your family can live in peace, isn't it good? Seeing the last dozen troublemakers, Senju Fujima hurried down and asked them in person. Young clan leader, my father, elder brother and younger brother all died in the war. I am the only one left in the family. I can't let go of the deep hatred of the Uchiha clan. A member of the Senju clan gritted his teeth and said, thinking of the Uchiha clan, he was angry. The other dozen people also nodded. Obviously, they all had similar thoughts and agreed with this concept. Alas, although I sympathize with you, you should also think about it. You will have a family in the future. You are the only child in the family. Can't you leave a few children for your family? If even you die, then your family will completely disappear. Do you understand? Senju Fujima looked at the remaining dozen people and said after a long sigh. Think about it again, because almost all the tribesmen have agreed to choose peace. We need peace and don't want to fight anymore. So think about whether you can let go of hatred and build a village that belongs to all of us, where our own families and children live. We can also build a ninja school so that children can grow up happily in it, and they don't need to be sent to the battlefield from an early age. We can also assign tasks according to their strengths, so that they can accept tasks according to their own strengths, and there will never be such large-scale wars and casualties again. Isn't it good? Seeing that the remaining dozen people were somewhat moved, Senju Fujima hurriedly struck while the iron was hot and looked at several people and said, yes, if I die, then our family will really be cut off. If the world can be peaceful, it is really a good choice. Didn't I expect such peace in the past? Finally, these troublemakers all agreed to choose peace under the persuasion of Senju Fujima. Ding, the host has successfully chosen and completed the task, and is rewarded with +10 favorability from the Uchiha clan. When the system reminded him, Senju Fujima finally breathed a sigh of relief, and he had completed the task. Very good, since everyone has made their choice, let's all go. Soon, we will have peace. Then Senju Fujima asked the clan members to leave, and then he walked into the conference room again. The elders and Senju Hashirama in the conference room already knew the result of Senju Fujima's matter. Ha ha ha, good, since everyone agrees, let's find a time to talk to the Uchiha clan according to the agreement. By then, there will be no more wars in the entire ninja world, only peace. Senju Hashirama looked at the elders and laughed. However, clan leader, the Uchiha clan has challenged us, and we will go to war tomorrow. Is it too late for us now? The great elder looked at Senju Hashirama and asked with some concern. Several clan members agreed. They had no choice but to act and take responsibility. Since they had said it, they would naturally do it. Well, we will go to the battlefield tomorrow, but you all stand behind, and I, Tobarama and Fujima will go there. This time, I must promote peace. I don't want our Senju clan members to die in war again. Senju Hashirama looked at the elder and gave him a reassuring look. He was ready to go to Uchiha Madara for a meeting with the three of them. He was not sure about the result, but he firmly believed that Uchiha Madara still maintained that kind heart. Okay, then everything will be arranged by the clan leader. Well, let's talk about it tomorrow. No way, I hope we can reach an agreement. Since seeing that the tribesmen were eager for peace, all the elders had the same idea. Soon, the meeting ended, and all the elders left. Only Hashirama Senju, Tobarama Senju and Fujima Senju were left in the meeting room. You kid, not bad, you really understand your father's thoughts. After seeing everyone leave, Hashirama Senju quickly reached out and touched Fujima Senju's head, laughing heartily. Hee, this is called knowing the father better than the son. Fujima Senju saw Hashirama Senju and laughed. Tobarama, what's wrong with you? You look unhappy. I know you hate the Uchiha clan, but peace is the general trend. We can't let everyone fight for your life just because of you. Shizuka's matter, alas. Quote, seeing the gloomy look on Senju Tobarama's face, Senju Hashirama hurried forward to comfort him, but when he thought of Sarutobi Shizuka, he felt a little helpless. When Shizuka Sarutobi was captured, she was already pregnant when she was released. At that time, Tobarama Senju almost went crazy and aborted the baby in her belly. For a long time afterwards, Tobarama Senju was in anger, and his face was gloomy when he saw Shizuka Sarutobi. Finally, after being drunk, Tobarama Senju and Shizuka Sarutobi had it, and on February 8, 7 years ago, a baby boy was born. Tobarama Senju did not admit that he was a child of the Senju clan. Shizuka Sarutobi had no choice but to lie to her father that this was adopted by the Sarutobi clan, directly adopted by her brother Sarutobi Sasuke. Because all of Sasuke Sarutobi's children died in the war, and because of the war, they were unable to have children. And Shizuka Sarutobi, his sister, adopted a child for him, and he did not think much about it. He was very grateful to this sister in his heart, and took him back to the Sarutobi clan and named him Sarutobi Hiruzen. Okay, big brother, I know. I have killed that man. There is no need to mention this matter again. Seeing the look on Senju Hashirama's face, Senju Tobarama waved his hand and said coldly, then turned and left. Ah, seeing the back of Senju Tobarama leaving, Senju Hashirama sighed. Dad, what is second uncle doing? Did something happen in the past? Seeing the strange conversation between the two people, Senju Fujima asked gossipingly. Back then that's why your second uncle hates the Uchiha clan so much. Now if he talks about making peace with the Uchiha clan, he will inevitably feel a little sad. Then Senju Hashirama told Senju Fujima about the past incident and told him everything. Puff, Dad, what did you say? You said that the little monkey is actually the son of your second uncle. After hearing what Senju Hashirama said, Senju Fujima almost spit out a mouthful of blood. This is shocking news. The little monkey is Sarutobi Hiruzen, who often comes to the Senju clan. The two are also very good brothers. He didn't expect that this little brother is actually his younger brother. Who is Sarutobi Hiruzen? That is the future third Hokage. Is it no wonder that he can become the third Hokage? It turns out that there is such a reason. The relationship is really complicated. Well, don't say it in front of your second uncle. Your second uncle has not gotten over this hurdle until now, and your second aunt is also a poor person. But I can't change all this. As a brother, I am really a failure. Alas. Senju Hashirama looked at Senju Fujima, nodded slowly, and warned him not to mention this matter in front of Senju Tobarama. I know, Dad. Senju Fujima nodded quickly. Then I'll go first, hehe. Call me when the battle starts tomorrow. Seeing that there was nothing else to do, Senju Fujima hurriedly said to Senju Hashirama. Well, go. Senju Hashirama smiled and nodded. Then Senju Fujima left the conference room and walked towards his room. I never thought that the third Hokage would be my younger brother. It completely overturned my worldview. I don't know how much history I don't know, one explosive news after another. Along the way, Senju Fujima was still thinking about the fact that Sarutobi Hiruzen was his younger brother, which simply overturned his worldview. Second uncle, what is he doing here? Just when Senju Fujima passed by the gate, he saw his second uncle squatting by the small river not far from the clan land, standing there quietly in a daze. Ding, the host is detected to be meddling in other people's business, the God's chosen system is activated. Option 1. Since the second Hokage is in a bad mood, you can go up and add insult to injury, rub salt into his wounds, and make him even more miserable. He will not become a Buddha unless he is crazy. Reward for completing the task. A set of combined secrets of Senju Tobarama, just like taking a bath, it will be refreshing. Option 2. Feeling emotional about the experience of the second Hokage, saying that you will bring the little monkey back and change it to Senju's name, maybe you can get the favor of the second Hokage. Reward for completing the task. Sarutobi Sasuke's killing intention. Option 3. Comfort the second Hokage, gradually let him give up the hatred in his heart, and slowly accept the facts. After all, things have become a foregone conclusion, and he can't resist, so he can only lie down and enjoy it. Reward for completing the task. Space-time ninjutsu, flying thunder god technique. Maybe it was fate at this time, or maybe it was the system's intention, and now he actually let him touch his second uncle's bad luck, and the screen instantly appeared in front of him. Kick someone when he's down. You're so smart. Second uncle has a combination of secrets. I'm going to. Pigtails. And the little monkey has been adopted. It is obviously impossible to change his name back to his original name. There is only one male child. If I really propose it, Sarutobi Sasuke will probably chase me and beat me. The latter is not bad. But if I want to learn, my second uncle will teach me. So, system, aren't you playing with me? Is there any difference between giving this reward and not giving it? Senju Fujima saw the 3 multiple-choice questions and frowned. If the system was a person, it would have beaten him hundreds of times. He said angrily. It seems that option 3 is very good, but if he wants to learn, will Senju Tobarama not teach him? The system is simply playing with him. It is probably playing with him. It's nothing else, it's just for fun. Forget it, my second uncle and second aunt are also poor people. If it were in modern times, it would be a little more acceptable. After all, many women are no longer original packaging. Even the marriage examination, I guess you don't dare to check it. But I still do my own thing. Quote. In this era, it's really hard to accept. After all, she's my fiancé. If it were me, I would probably destroy the entire ninja world out of anger. Senju Fujima thought about it and decided to help his second uncle once, but he didn't know if it would work. After all, not everyone can accept such a thing. This is not modern times, it's very open. If someone is cuckolded now, they probably want to kill, not to mention the warring states period, when killing was common. God's will is playing tricks on people. Why is there a war? If there was no war before, would Shizuka not have suffered such a blow? My heart is higher than the sky, and I can't tolerate my wife being treated like this. If it weren't for the marriage with the Sarutobi clan, my eldest brother wouldn't let me divorce her, I would have divorced her long ago. Maybe this is God's will. If I had discovered the Uchiha clan's plan at that time, maybe it wouldn't be the result. Little monkey, will you blame your father? Quote, Senju Tobarama watched the fish in the river swimming happily in the river, and stood here blankly. His heart was like a bottle of 5 flavors overturned. Thinking of what happened in the past, it was a thorn in his heart that he could never get rid of. Second uncle. At this time, a crisp voice woke up Senju Tobarama. He turned his head and saw that Senju Fujima came over and smiled reluctantly. Fujima, why are you here? Senju Tobarama also treated Senju Fujima as his own child. Because Sarutobi Hiruzen was very entangled in his heart, he injected all his emotions into Senju Fujima. Second uncle, what are you thinking about? A person is in a daze here. Senju Fujima looked at Senju Tobarama, and did not ask directly, but asked casually. Nothing. Aren't there negotiations tomorrow? Think here, how can we make the tribe safer? Quote. Senju Tobarama looked at Senju Fujima, and always felt that his nephew was becoming more and more mature. He didn't know if it was his illusion, and said lightly. Really, with us here tomorrow, there will be no problem. Even if the war starts, I will use wood release to directly control all the Uchiha clan members. Senju Fujima curled his lips. Who was he fooling? But he didn't say it, looking at him and said with a smile. Well, I'm not worried about your strength. Senju Tobarama obviously didn't have any thoughts, and nodded slightly. Second uncle, I haven't seen you and second aunt together much. Are you two having a conflict? Or do you not like second aunt? Second aunt is pretty, why doesn't second uncle like her? Senju Fujima didn't know how to comfort Senju Tobarama, so he could only break the jar and say it casually. After hearing what Senju Fujima said, Senju Tobarama's body trembled slightly, and he didn't say anything. Second uncle, you say, is it painful to love someone? Quote. If she is not around, and she is hurt but we can't do anything, what do you think we should do? Should we continue to ignore her and make her even more sad, or should we guard her and protect her? Senju Fujima looked at the river in front of him, not at Senju Tobarama, and said lightly. He was talking about her second aunt, a poor woman who was robbed on the wedding day and was abused after returning. Although she was not beaten or scolded, it was still cold violence for such a woman. Then do you think she is pitiful, or the people who love her are pitiful? Senju Tobarama is so smart, how could he not know what Senju Fujima meant? Isn't he just here to be a lobbyist? He asked lightly. I think both of them are pitiful, but they should not hurt each other anymore. Quote. But, things have already happened, we can only face it bravely, not become a coward. Second uncle, you say, right? Senju Fujima looked at Senju Tobarama and said. Coward, coward, coward. After hearing what Senju Fujima said, a voice suddenly appeared in Senju Tobarama's heart, constantly scolding himself for being a coward, lowering his head and looking at his right hand, muttering to himself. Yes, only cowards will avoid the facts. If both parties don't like it, the worst thing is not to be together. If there is really love, then you should abandon the secular perspective. She didn't mean to do it. She was forced to do it. It's not her fault. If you have to say it's wrong, it's the fault of war. It's because of war that such a thing happened. So my father and I hope that the entire ninja world can live in peace, and then such things will not happen again. You say, right, quote. Senju Fujima saw that Senju Tobarama was moved, and quickly continued to speak. War's fault, worldly perspective, helplessness. Senju Tobarama was stunned, as if he was trapped in a room, and Senju Fujima's words just now kept appearing in his mind. It's not her fault, it's really not her fault, but I just can't get over this hurdle of mine. Why can't I get over it? I'm not afraid of death, why am I afraid of this? Am I really a coward? Shizuka, am I really wrong? Why, war, why does war exist? It's because of the war that my brothers died one by one, and even Shizuka couldn't escape the disaster. Why? And the chaos. That's right, all this is the fault of the war. I want to end the war, I want to defeat the war, only by defeating it can it be regarded as true revenge. Half an hour later, such a thing is indeed a little hard to accept. The cruelty of war, alas. Senju Fujima saw his second uncle constantly mumbling to himself, his whole body trembling, obviously struggling in his heart. He sighed and was determined to lead the world to peace. However, peace will affect the interests of others, and then he will become the #1 enemy of the ninja world. He has a long way to go. Ah! Suddenly, Senju Tobarama roared. Bang bang bang. The river water in front of the two suddenly exploded, and countless fresh fish were smashed onto the shore, but they were obviously dead. Fujima, thank you. At this time, Senju Tobarama figured out one thing. It was indeed not Shizuka Sarutobi's fault. It was all the fault of the war. If he continued to blame Shizuka, he would be too cowardly. She needs care and his love in her heart now, otherwise she will probably die of depression, and it will be too late for him to regret it. Hee. Second uncle, do you really understand? That would be the best. Hee. Second uncle, don't you like grilled fish? I'll grill one for you today. Senju Fujima saw that Senju Tobarama had a confident smile again, and the whole person had changed dramatically, as if the whole person had become more confident. He used to be a little gloomy, but now he has become confident, and his eyes are full of light. Okay, hee. Senju Tobarama's only hobby is eating fish, so he quickly looked at him and smiled. Hee. Then Senju Fujima used the wind escape technique directly to clean the fish, then washed it with water escape technique, and then used the wood escape technique to insert it, and then used the fire escape technique directly. A quarter of an hour later, dozens of fish were all grilled. Come on, uncle, bring some to aunt. I'll take these to dad and mom, hee. There were dozens of fish, and Senju Fujima grilled them all in accordance with the principle of not wasting them. After all, they were all dead. Then he and Senju Tobarama each took half, and he ran away with the grilled fish. Haha, this kid. Senju Tobarama looked at the handful of fish in his hand, shook his head and laughed. Ding, the host's choice was successful, and the task was completed, and the reward time and space ninjutsu, Flying Thunder God technique. After Senju Fujima left, all the various techniques and methods of using Flying Thunder God appeared in his mind, and they were the configuration of the 4th Hokage, that is, the improved version. This is not bad, saving me from studying it myself, hee. Senju Fujima felt the information in his mind, smiled, and then took the grilled fish to find Senju Hashirama and Uzumaki Mito. Senju Tobarama took the grilled fish back to his home. When he was at the door, he hesitated whether to go in. Wow! When Senju Tobarama just arrived at the door of his house, the door of the room was opened. I saw a woman about 24 years old, wearing a white robe, with long brown hair, green pupils, a little strange, delicate appearance, but her face was slightly pale, her eyes were a little dull, and there was a trace of sadness. Husband. This person was Sarutobi Shizuka. When she saw Senju Tobarama, a smile flashed in her eyes and she called him. Well, I just grilled fish, do you want it? Senju Tobarama was a little embarrassed. After all, he treated Sarutobi Shizuka like this for many years, and he didn't know how to get along with her all of a sudden. He handed over a grilled fish in his hand, nodded and said blankly. Well, Sarutobi Shizuka was happy when she heard Senju Tobarama say this. It has been 8 years. It was the first time she saw her husband being so polite to her. Although he was also very polite in the past, he always looked at her coldly, but today she clearly felt that Senju Tobarama had changed a little. Although she didn't know why, she was always very happy in her heart. She was also helpless about what happened that year, but she was not strong enough to resist at all. She hated that man in her heart, so when Senju Tobarama aborted the child, she had no opinion. After all, she herself didn't want to keep such a child. Then Shizuka Sarutobi took the grilled fish handed over by Senju Tobarama and ate it secretly. Although there was no seasoning, she felt that this was the most delicious thing she had ever eaten in her life. Hee. Senju Tobarama saw Shizuka Sarutobi eating grilled fish happily and smiled slightly. He usually had a stern face, and it was really not easy for him to smile. Maybe I was really wrong all these years. Shizuka was already a pitiful person. If our Senju clan hadn't wanted to marry for the sake of profit, Shizuka wouldn't have encountered such a thing. In the final analysis, all of this is caused by the war. I shouldn't blame her. She was also forced. Now that man has been killed by me, let this matter disappear in the future. Looking at Sarutobi Shizuka, Senju Tobarama raised his mouth slightly, raised his head and looked at the blue sky, and the shackles in his heart were finally completely opened. Hubby, why don't you eat? Sarutobi Shizuka was eating grilled fish, raised her head and saw Senju Tobarama laughing, and thought he was laughing at her. Her little face blushed slightly, lowered her head and asked embarrassedly. Haha, yeah, I'll eat too. Senju Tobarama looked at the shy Sarutobi Shizuka, raised his mouth slightly, then stuck the remaining grilled fish on the ground, and took the grilled fish and ate it himself. His favorite food is grilled fish. Eating grilled fish and looking at the beauty makes him feel special. Husband, what are you staring at me for? When Shizuka Sarutobi saw Tobarama Senju watching her eating and laughing, she felt a little embarrassed and muttered shyly. Look at my wife, such a beautiful wife, why didn't I notice her before? Seeing Shizuka Sarutobi like this, Tobarama Senju also smiled honestly. No, I'm not good looking. Shizuka Sarutobi's face became even more rosy, and she felt like she was about to suffocate, and her face was as red as a monkey's butt. Haha, our Shizuka is the most beautiful, isn't she? Tobarama Senju put down the grilled fish in his hand, and instantly appeared beside Shizuka Sarutobi, picked her up directly, and said to her gently. Hubby, Shizuka, I will never let you get hurt again, believe me. Senju Tobarama and Sarutobi Shizuka looked at each other affectionately. Looking at the shy girl in his arms, he said firmly, with a hint of determination in his eyes. Yeah, Sarutobi Shizuka looked at Senju Tobarama with a dazed look in her eyes, and felt unprecedented happiness in her heart. This was the first time she felt such happiness in so many years, and it also opened up her originally gloomy heart. There seemed to be a ray of light in her heart, and it was getting more and more. Hehe, I will take the little monkey back later. But since it has been adopted by your brother, let's have another one. Senju Tobarama looked at Sarutobi Shizuka, remembered Sarutobi Hiruzen who was still in the Sarutobi clan, and said to her. Yeah, Hiruzen is very good and often comes back to see me. After hearing what Senju Tobarama said, Sarutobi Shizuka's face became more and more rosy, and she felt like she was going to smoke from all 7 orifices, and she was dying of heat, and she whispered softly. Hehe. Then Senju Tobarama directly carried Sarutobi Shizuka back to the room and closed the sliding door. As for what he did, we don't know. Early in the morning of the next day, Senju Hashirama took more than 300 ninjas from the family to the battlefield, including Senju Tobarama and Senju Fujima, and brought the 8 elders. These are all high-end combat forces, and they must be used to hold back the opponent's high-end combat forces. Brother, the battlefield ahead is the agreed battlefield, what should we do? Senju Tobarama now also has a desire for peace and is ready to pacify the troubled times. He finally figured out why his elder brother wanted to pursue peace. Looking at the battlefield in front of him and looking at Senju Hashirama beside him, he asked. Let the 8 elders and everyone stop later, and the 3 of us will go up to negotiate with Madara first. Tell everyone not to act rashly. This time we are here to talk peaceful, not for fighting, let everyone not reveal the killing intention, otherwise we will fail. Quote. Senju Hashirama looked at the battlefield not far ahead, turned his head and looked at Senju Tobarama and said. I know. Senju Tobarama nodded slightly. This war is crucial. If the Uchiha clan chooses not to agree to peace, it still needs to be resolved by force, so they have to be very cautious. I still like the role of Uchiha Madara, a symbol of dominance and invincibility, especially the sentence, do you want to dance too? It's so handsome, hehe. Senju Fujima followed closely behind, looking at the battlefield not far away, and his heart was also a little excited. He has never been on the battlefield since he was a child, and his father's protection of him can be imagined. Thinking of the domineering declaration of Uchiha Madara in the original work, he was also a little excited. Ding, the host's pretentious heart is detected, and the God-chosen system is activated. Option 1. On the first battlefield, in order to become famous, use would release directly on the battlefield to shock the Uchiha clan, so that the Uchiha clan will feel the strength of the Senju clan and may choose to surrender directly. Reward for completing the task. A big beating by Senju Hashirama. Option 2. On the first battlefield, assist Senju Tobarama to kill Uchiha Izuna, shock the Uchiha clan, and make the Uchiha clan surrender completely. Reward for completing the task. Uchiha Madara is crazy about killing, slams the Mangekyo on the spot, awakens the eternal Mangekyo, and is beaten. Option 3. On the first battlefield, see Uchiha Madara say, do you want to dance too? Which shocked everyone. Reward for completing the task. Mouth-to-mouth ninjutsu, the success rate of persuasion increases by 80%. At this moment, Senju Fujima thought of Uchiha Madara in his mind, and then he came up with a divine choice, which made him very speechless. System, I know you are here to trick me, but don't your three options have the same meaning? If I go up and say to Madara, do you want to dance too, how will that help me with peace? I will be beaten up by my father. In the final analysis, you just don't want to see me get beaten, and you are unhappy, right? Senju Fujima saw the big screen in front of him, and he was almost angry to death. This system must be designed to anger him to death, and he shouted angrily. But the system remained silent, as if it had acquiesced. Everyone wait in place, no one is allowed to come forward without my order. Finally, everyone has arrived on the battlefield. The Senju clan and the Uchiha clan are facing each other from a distance, and Senju Hashirama hurriedly stopped and shouted at the clan members behind him. Yes, clan leader. All the Senju clan members stopped immediately, ready to fight, and stared at the Uchiha clan opposite to prevent them from coming up to fight. Tobirama, Fujima, let's go. Then Senju Hashirama looked at the two and said, and he quickly rushed forward. For the negotiation today, Senju Hashirama didn't even bring the super large toilet paper behind him, and ran forward with Senju Tobirama and the other two empty-handed. Brother, what do they want to do? That person rushed over directly. Uchiha Izuna opened the Mangekyo, looked at Senju Hashirama and the other two running towards them and asked with some confusion. I don't know, but Hashirama doesn't have so many twists and turns, there must be something. But why did he bring a little kid here? Judging from his appearance, it should be Hashirama's son Fujima, right? Uchiha Madara frowned as he looked at Hashirama Senju and the other two who were rushing towards them, but he knew Hashirama best, he wouldn't have any twists and turns, there must be something, but he didn't know what it was. And he also saw Hashirama Senju rushing over with his son, and he was even more confused. Go and see what tricks he is playing. Uchiha Madara looked at his younger brother Uchiha Izuna and said lightly, then he moved directly, and jumped into the sky in an instant. All of you stand still, don't act rashly, and wait for our orders. Uchiha Izuna nodded slightly, turned around and said to the Uchiha clan members behind him, and then followed Uchiha Madara and rushed forward quickly. Yes, the members of the Uchiha clan were quite obedient. After hearing what Uchiha Izuna said, they stood still like the Senju clan and stood on guard. Hashirama, what do you want to do? Uchiha Madara appeared handsomely, wearing a gray-black samurai suit, with a samurai sword stuck in his back, a hedgehog head, and a bloody Mangekyo Sharingan, staring at Senju Hashirama and asked. Let's end it all. Only the Uchiha clan, the strongest in our ninja world, and the Senju clan can join forces. Other countries will not be able to find other families that can compete with our two clans, and the war will be settled. Come on. Senju Hashirama also brought Senju Tobirama and the two to Uchiha Madara at this time. Looking at Uchiha Madara, he threw the samurai sword in his hand to the ground, looked at him and said solemnly, then looked at Uchiha Madara with sincere eyes and stretched out his right hand. Uchiha Madara and Uchiha Izuna were stunned when they saw Hashirama Senju like this. For a moment, the entire battlefield seemed to have frozen. The two clan leaders looked at each other, and no one knew what they were thinking. Recalling the time when he and Hashirama Senju were still good friends, when he saw the oath made by Uchiha Madara and him, he felt something strange in his heart. He was about to lift his foot and reach out to grab Senju Hashirama's hand. No, brother. Uchiha Izuna saw his brother's strange movements, and quickly drew out his samurai sword, looking at Senju Hashirama with bloody eyes and gritted his teeth. Izuna. After hearing Uchiha Izuna's words, Uchiha Madara instantly came back to his senses, looking at his brother, and hesitated. Don't be fooled by them, the war is far from ending so easily. As long as there is only one family left from our two major families and we become the strongest family, we can solve everything. Uchiha Izuna saw Senju Hashirama, and a trace of distrust flashed in his eyes. All of his brothers and sisters were killed by them, but now they are saying that they will stop fighting for peace. Izuna, in fact, Uchiha Madara is now a very kind person. He has the same dream as Senju Hashirama, but his biggest dream is to protect his brother from being bullied and killed by others. Looking at his brother, Hashirama Senju, he still trusted him, and a hint of hesitation flashed in his eyes. Brother, everyone, the clansmen, and my brothers were all killed by them. Have you forgotten? Uchiha Izuna knew that his brother had always had a dream, and he didn't want to discourage him, so he kept telling his brother that as long as he and others destroyed the Senju clan, their Uchiha clan would be able to become the strongest in the world. It would be very simple to want peace at that time, and Uchiha Madara always believed it, so he kept fighting with his brother and the Senju clan. Yes, Uchiha Madara was moved in his heart. Looking at his brother, he knew that the anger of the clansmen could not be calmed for the time being. But the more he fought, the more he felt that this was not a long-term solution. Only when the two families united could they become truly powerful. At that time, his and Hashirama's ideals could be realized, and there was no need to fight and kill anymore. At this time, Senju Fujima walked slowly in the middle, looking at Uchiha Madara in front of him. He saw Uchiha Madara was hesitating, and it was a good time. Do you want to dance too? Senju Fujima walked in front of Uchiha Madara with a firm look in his eyes, staring at him and said, viciously. Although he seemed very fierce, he was still a child, and almost made Uchiha Madara burst out laughing. You kid, dare to laugh at me? Uchiha Madara looked at Senju Fujima in front of him, frowned, but seeing him like this, he felt a little funny and said coldly. Ding, the host's choice is successful, and the task is completed, and the reward mouth-to-mouth ninjutsu is obtained. Just after Senju Fujima finished speaking, the system prompt sound came over, and he suddenly felt that his voice seemed to have been transformed, but he didn't feel any changes. Fujima, what are you doing? Come back. When Hashirama Senju saw Fujima Senju walk out and said this, he frowned. He didn't know what his son wanted, but saying this would probably anger Uchiha Madara, so he quickly scolded him. I'm not laughing at you. I just want to say, don't you also want to see world peace? Everyone can live in the village with singing and dancing. There is no war or smoke in the village, only a happy life. We can build a school in the village so that all the children can go to school and learn ninjutsu. After learning, you can assign tasks according to your abilities, accept tasks to complete, and get rewards to support yourself after completing tasks. Isn't such a world good? Do we have to fight and kill? Look, how many years have we been fighting now? Thousands of years of war have caused many of our people to die in the war. If there is no war, will they die? Your brothers and sisters, will my sister die? Will the brothers and sisters of our Senju clan die? All this is caused by war, so my father wants to end the chaos with you. I know you are good friends and good brothers, so I dare to come up and say this. Because I am still young, I also long for such a life. Do you think the children in your clan don't long for peace? How many children have lost their parents because of war? They have become orphans and have no relatives or companions around them. Why is all this happening? All this is because of war, which makes everyone unhappy. Can't we let go of hatred and let our descendants have happiness? Life. Senju Fujima ignored what Senju Hashirama said and started his own persuasion. He found that his words seemed to have a kind of magic, which made the four people present stunned. And he also cleverly explained the sentence, do you want to dance too? Just now, which saved him from being beaten. If the persuasion failed, Uchiha Madara still took his brother to attack, then he would really be beaten when he returned. And you, Uchiha Izuna. You knew that your brother expected peace back then, but what did you and your father do? Although my grandfather and second uncle did the same thing. Quote. But you pulled the two people who originally expected peace to the opposite side, and eventually led to the continuation of the war, which has continued to this day. If you hadn't stopped it back then, it is very likely that my father and your brother would have resolved their hatred the moment they became clan leaders. Go ask your clan members, do they expect peace? Quote. I asked them yesterday, they all look forward to peace, so the three of us came here to ask you, do you look forward to peace? If you look forward to peace, then we will work together and unite to build a beautiful village together. Wouldn't it be good for all the people in our family to live together happily? Senju Fujima struck while the iron was hot and established peace between the two clans as soon as possible, so that he could marry the girl of the Uchiha clan. He had long been drooling over the girls of the Uchiha clan. Chapter 11. You, me. Uchiha Izuna was confused for a moment. Every word that Senju Fujima said seemed to make sense, as if he had really done something wrong all these years. He looked at Fujima and wanted to speak, but couldn't utter a word for a long time. Have I really done something wrong all these years? Did I cause the deaths of my clansmen one after another? Uchiha Izuna began to fall into a whirlpool of self, as if Senju Fujima's words had a kind of magic. Yes, if I had negotiated with Hashirama when I became the clan leader, so many people would not have died. Is this all our fault? For the homeland in my mind, the beloved village, I want to protect my own village, my own people and my younger brother. Isn't that what I thought before? I can build the peace we deserve with Hashirama, so that the children can grow up happily. This has always been what I want in my heart, right? Uchiha Madara is not the Uchiha Madara of the future. He is very kind now and yearns for peace in his heart. After being told by Senju Fujima, he fell into self-blame, and the road ahead seemed to gradually become clear. Haha, this kid, when did he speak so well? To be honest, what he said is quite reasonable, and it moved your father. Senju Hashirama looked at Senju Fujima, and the corners of his mouth rose slightly. He had just wrongly blamed him and thought he was sabotaging. Now hearing what he said, he felt extremely proud. Senju Tobarama now longs for peace, so he has no resistance. Looking at his nephew, he is also happy. Uncle Madara, Uncle Izuna, do you agree? Let's build a new home together. What do you think, uncles? Senju Fujima saw Uchiha Madara and Uchiha Izuna, and looked at them with the most sincere eyes he could show. Hearing what Senju Fujima said, Uchiha Madara glanced at Uchiha Izuna beside him, as if he wanted to hear his opinion. After all, Uchiha Madara cares most about his younger brother now, so when making a decision, he will basically ask his younger brother about his choice. Brother, maybe I was really wrong all these years. I often hear the tribesmen say that they want peace and don't want to fight, but I didn't care. Now that I think about it, it is indeed the case. When will the revenge end? If we continue to fight, it will only cause more casualties. Brother, I'm sorry. I have hindered your dream all these years. Let's talk about it. Uchiha Izuna looked at his brother and deeply realized his previous mistakes. It must be said that the bonus of mouth-to-mouth is still very large. However, it is precisely because Uchiha Madara originally loves peace that he can be easily led away by his thoughts. Well, Izuna, it doesn't matter. Now that we have discovered it, it's not too late. Uchiha Madara looked at Uchiha Izuna in front of him and smiled slightly. He loved his younger brother deeply, so he would satisfy whatever his younger brother wanted. Even if his younger brother said he wanted to fight the Senju clan, he would still put down his dream in his heart and accompany him to fight. This is the love of the Uchiha clan. They are willing to give everything, even their lives, for their so-called love. Ban, we are friends. We were and are still friends now. Let us work together to bring peace to the entire ninja world. Hashirama Senju was very excited when he heard that Uchiha Madara and Uchiha Izuna agreed. His eyes were full of sunshine. He looked at Madara and said with a smile. Yeah, Uchiha Izuna looked at his brother and nodded slightly to him. Hehe. Uchiha Madara smiled slightly when he saw Uchiha Izuna, then walked forward and shook hands with Hashirama Senju, and finally reached their peace agreement. Since then, there has been no war between the Uchiha clan and the Senju clan. The two clans merged directly together, declaring their strength to the whole world. Hehe. This is what everyone is happy about. When Fujima Senju saw Uchiha Madara and Hashirama Senju holding hands to stop the war, the corners of his mouth slightly raised. Oh, Uncle Madara, in order to make our two families more closely connected, I think we can do one more thing. Let's see what you think. I'll give you some suggestions, hehe. At this time, Senju Fujima finally showed his claws and smiled at everyone present. Oh. Senju Hashirama saw Senju Fujima and looked at his son who had been giving him surprises. He was a little confused about what he was going to do, but he didn't care. Since the two of them were the clan has already stopped fighting, so there is no problem at all, just let him say it himself. Haha, you kid, Hashirama, you gave birth to a good son. Uchiha Madara has now reconciled with Senju Hashirama, so the two have become friends again, looking at him and saying with a smile. Haha, you can also give birth to one, you are not young anymore. Senju Hashirama looked at Uchiha Madara and joked. Haha, Uchiha Madara laughed, and a rare blush appeared on his face. Then tell me, what do you suggest? Uncle, I'm all ears. Uchiha Madara also acknowledged his uncle's identity, looking at Senju Fujirama and asked. Uchiha Izuna was also a little curious. A 10-year-old child is indeed extraordinary. She was also a little curious about what he wanted to say next, and Senju Tobirama was naturally the same. The four people's eyes were all on Senju Fujirama, which made him a little embarrassed, but for his own happiness, he fought hard. Uncle Madara, I'm thinking, since our Senju clan and Uchiha clan have united, we can have intermarriage within the clan, what do you think? Only by completely uniting our Uchiha clan and Senju clan can we be unbreakable, and no one can separate our two families anymore. After all, other families will definitely not let our two families unite, and they may interfere, so I think we should have intermarriage to combine the powerful bloodlines of our two families. Look, what do you think of my idea? Senju Fujima's ultimate goal is to marry the little beauty of the Uchiha clan. In order to marry her, now it's good to directly let the people of the Senju clan and the Uchiha clan unite. My goodness, it's simply unimaginable, even Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama didn't think of it. It's possible, but I'm afraid the people in the clan may not agree. After hearing what Senju Fujima said, Uchiha Madara did think this method was feasible, but he estimated that the people in the clan might not agree. After all, the blood of their two families has been passed down to this day, and they have almost never intermarried with outsiders, with a few exceptions. I think what Fujima said is right, Madara. We will try our best to convince the clan members so that they can accept it, even if not all of them accept it. It only takes a part of the people to accept it, and that's enough. After the two families intermarry, they will be closely connected. Becoming an inseparable part, the purpose of doing so is to completely disintegrate the enemy's thoughts of wanting us to kill each other again. I will do a good job of ideological work for the clan members on my side, and the clan members on your side need you two to come forward, what do you think? After listening, Senju Hashirama nodded slightly. He felt that this method was very effective and could quickly integrate the two families. Izuna, what do you think? Uchiha Madara looked at Uchiha Izuna, a little undecided, and asked in a slightly inquiring tone. Well, this can be tried, but whether it succeeds or not depends on the opinions of the clan members. After all, our two major families have been passed down for so long, and there has been almost no intermarriage with outsiders. But you can try it, there should be clan members who are willing. Uchiha Izuna frowned, lowered his head and pondered for a moment, and finally agreed, thinking that this method is feasible and can be tried. Okay, then we have an agreement. I will tell the clan members now that the two clans will unite and intermarry. Uchiha Madara smiled slightly after hearing what his brother said, and then looked at Senju Hashirama and said. Haha, then you go. I'll wait here. Senju Hashirama felt that there should be no problem with their clan members. After all, he has a lot of say in the clan. He has this confidence, and smiled at Uchiha Madara. Uncle Madara, I'll be a role model. Go ask them if anyone is willing to marry their daughter to me. Don't underestimate me, I've already awakened wood release, hehe. Seeing Uchiha Madara was about to leave, Senju Fujima looked at him and said with a smile, making it seem like he was sacrificing himself for the sake of justice and setting an example. Oh, are you setting an example? Haha, not bad, you are worthy of being your father's son, just like Hashirama, you are really willing to do anything for peace. Okay, I promise you, I will go back and ask if anyone is willing to marry their children into the Senju clan, or marry the children of the Senju clan. When Uchiha Madara saw Senju Fujima, I didn't expect this little guy to be so conscious and willing to set an example for the family merger. I reached out and patted his shoulder and said. Hehe, nothing, everything is for peace. Senju Fujima smiled and scratched his head, pretending to be silly, but in fact he was very happy. Hehe, nice, my little beauty of the Uchiha clan, wait for your brother to marry you. Ha 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 ha. Senju Fujima, who had already cheered in his heart, watched Uchiha Madara and Uchiha Izuna walk towards their own position. What's going on? Why did the clan leader and Izuna come back? Don't you want to fight anymore? It's best not to fight. I've long hated the battlefield. We've fought and killed all our lives, but what have we gained? Our families have been torn apart, and our wives and children have been separated. Alas. Yes, I don't want to fight anymore, but I'm forced to go to the battlefield. Who wants to die? I don't want to fight anymore. Humph, you are cowards. Is it us who want to fight? Isn't it the Senju clan that wants to fight us? Otherwise, why would we be forced to go to the battlefield? War has separated countless people's wives and children. My baby has just been born. I don't want to die for it. Me too. I don't want to fight anymore. I hope there will be no more wars in the future. After countless years of fighting, the Uchiha clan has long hated war, but there is no way. They need to obey the arrangements of the clan in everything. Even if they don't want to go, they have to go. Who makes them members of the Uchiha clan? If they don't go up, the Uchiha clan will be wiped out. Who can protect their families? They can only bite the bullet and rush up. Tap 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 tap. Uchiha Madara and Uchiha Izuna walked towards their camp step by step, and saw countless clansmen whispering to each other. Clansmen, I have something to announce next. Seeing all the clansmen, Uchiha Madara walked forward and looked at them in a friendly voice. When did the clan leader treat us so politely? Yes, it is indeed rare, but the clan leader is the strongest man in our Uchiha, and it is natural for him to be a little arrogant. Yes, I think the clan leader is very handsome. If it weren't for the clan leader, we would have been wiped out long ago. The clansmen of the Uchiha clan had never seen Uchiha Madara so amiable, and they whispered to each other. But soon everyone quieted down, stood up, looked at Uchiha Madara, and looked forward to what he would say next. We don't have to fight anymore. I have just reached an agreement with the leader of the Senju clan, Hashirama Senju. In the future, our two clans will live in peace and unite to create a village so that everyone can live together in peace and contentment. I ask you now, are you willing? Uchiha Madara looked at the Uchiha clan members in front of him and said slowly. Ding ding dang dang. Instantly, all the members of the Uchiha clan threw down their kunai, and only a few people had not yet thrown down their weapons. They all showed ecstasy on their faces. Oh my god, what did I hear? We don't have to fight anymore. Haha, we are at peace now, we don't have to fight anymore. Long live, long live, long live the clan leader. Haha, we don't have to fight anymore, we are at peace. Did you hear that? We don't have to fight anymore, haha. Countless Uchiha clan members were shocked and felt infinite joy. They were very happy that they would no longer have to worry about fighting, and they would no longer have to sacrifice countless lives for fighting. Seeing the reactions of the clan members, Uchiha Madara showed a trace of relief. So they all hate war so much. I was wrong before. Father, peace is what everyone expects, and you were wrong at that time. Uchiha Izuna saw the excitement of the clan members in front of him, and a smile appeared on his face. He looked at his brother, and Uchiha Madara also looked at him, and the two smiled at each other. Very good. Since no one objects, then we will reach a ceasefire agreement, and no one will have to fight anymore, hehe. Uchiha Madara looked at the clansmen in front of him, smiled slightly, and shouted loudly. Oh, no need to fight anymore. Long live, ha ha ha. All the clansmen of the Uchiha clan jumped up happily, waving their hands, very happy and joyful. Everyone be quiet for a while, I have something else to announce. This thing needs your consent, and it will depend on your own opinion in the end. Uchiha Madara saw that everyone was very happy, and he was also very happy in his heart, thinking of what Senju Fujima said. He quickly asked his clansmen to stop, and he had something else to announce. As soon as Uchiha Madara finished speaking, everyone quieted down, looking forward to what Uchiha Madara would say next, and everyone looked at Uchiha Madara with extremely fanatical eyes. In front of them was a clan leader who led them to a happy life, making them feel that Uchiha Madara led endless goodwill to them. The Senju clan agreed to intermarry with our clan. I want to ask your opinion. If you are willing, you can intermarry with the Senju clan and fully integrate our two clans. Then, now we ask you, are you willing? After Uchiha Madara said this, it was like an atomic bomb explosion, ringing in the hearts of countless people, and everyone was stunned. Because their matter did not exist in history, fortunately, all the clan members are young people now, even their so-called elders are young people. It's not like the Senju clan, where the elders are still some old men. In the wars over the years, Uchiha Madara, who did not have the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, has always been at a disadvantage in the war, so it is difficult for anyone to survive. After all, Hashirama's wood release is too powerful, causing them to elect elders from young people. Fortunately, as long as the Uchiha clan opens the 3 Magatama, those with good qualifications can resist the elders of the Senju clan, even if they can only hold them back. That's why the Uchiha clan didn't go to extinction completely. The Senju clan didn't have a special bloodline limit awakening. If it weren't for the perverted Senju Hashirama, it would be difficult for them to gain the upper hand. However, the strongest part of the Senju clan is the Chatanla in the system, so it can be considered a tie. Intermarriage with the Senju clan. I think it's feasible. We are all the same people, why can't we get married? I have no objection to this. I think it's possible too. This way, the relationship between our 2 clans will be closer, and there will be no possibility of starting a war again. I don't think it's possible. This way, the blood of our Uchiha clan will be impure. The blood of the Senju clan is also very strong. I think it's feasible to combine the 2 strong forces. Yes, instead of combining with other weak people, I think it's feasible to combine with the strong physique of the Senju clan. ... Everyone naturally desires peace. Some people don't desire peace, but they are die-hard fans of Uchiha Madara and obey Uchiha Madara's decision unconditionally. Some people think that they can intermarry with the Senju clan, while others think that they can't. They are used to old ideas and think that the blood will be impure. But most people agree very much and think that it is not a big deal for the 2 clans to intermarry. Very good, I heard it too. Some people agreed, and some people disagreed. But these are not important. As long as some people agree, it is enough. Then we will reach an agreement and unite with the Senju clan. Then those who agree to intermarry with the Senju clan can intermarry. Those who disagree can still intermarry within the clan. I have no objection. In addition, the patriarch of the Senju clan also made sacrifices for this peace and intermarriage between the 2 clans. That is to let us choose a suitable clan member to marry for our son, the young patriarch of the Senju clan. You can think about it. Is there anyone in your family willing to marry your child into the Senju clan and become the woman of their young patriarch? Uchiha Madara heard everyone whispering, but also heard that many people agreed, and the vast majority of people agreed. Of course, there were a few people who disagreed, but it was no longer important. As long as someone agreed, it was enough. Finally, another happy egg was thrown, which made those who had young girls in their families extremely happy. Who is the young patriarch of the Senju clan? That's the future leader of the Senju clan. If I marry my daughter to him, I can become the father-in-law of the leader of the Senju clan in the future. This is simply a great thing. Clan leader, my Hanner is good, my Hanner is good, she is already 13 years old, and she can get married soon. Clan leader, my Binger is not bad either, although she is only 8 years old, but it won't be too late in a few years. Clan leader, choose my family, my Yar is not bad either, our Yar is exactly 10 years old, the same age as the young leader of the Senju clan. ... In an instant, dozens of people jumped out and expressed their willingness to marry their daughters to Senju Fujima. This is simply a chance to soar to the sky. Who would not want to? Uchiha Madara suddenly saw so many people willing, and couldn't make up his mind for a while. He looked at Uchiha Izuna beside him and felt helpless. PFF'd. Hee. Uchiha Izuna saw that her brother was helpless, and laughed out loud. Okay, everyone. There are too many of you. The young clan leader, there is only one person. You said that 2 or 3 people are okay, but with such a large group, how can they choose? Quote. Let's put this matter to an end first. You report the names of all the people. My brother and I will check it out, and then notify the head of the Senju clan to see who he will choose. Quote. You don't have to worry. Everyone has a chance, and there are still many other members of the Senju clan. Quote. Uchiha Izuna had no choice. He didn't expect that so many people would be willing to marry their daughters to Senju Fujima. He smiled slightly and shouted loudly at the clan members in front of him. Okay, then we will prepare after we go back. That's right, we will prepare after we go back, and then we will hand it over to the head of the clan. That's right, haha, our Yar is so beautiful, she will definitely be selected. Our Hanner is also beautiful, she will definitely be able to do it, haha. Quote. Soon, everyone calmed down, and Uchiha Madara breathed a sigh of relief. When these people heard that the son of the Senju clan leader was going to get married, they all wanted their daughters to get married, and he really couldn't stand the pressure all of a sudden. After all, he still couldn't handle these matters, but fortunately his brother solved them. Okay, then let's sign a ceasefire agreement first, and then build our own village together. Everyone follow me. Uchiha Madara saw that everyone was very enthusiastic about peace, and the corner of his mouth slightly raised, and then he led his clansmen directly towards the direction of Senju Hashirama. It seems to be successful. I see that they have thrown away their weapons. Senju Hashirama was very happy in his heart. Seeing Uchiha Madara and his clansmen walking towards him, the weapons in their hands had been put away, and he looked at Senju Tobirama and said, Humph, as long as they don't play tricks. Although Senju Tobirama was eager for peace, his trust in the Uchiha clan did not increase much. However, he was also a little happy that he could live in peace. Hee, uncle, it's okay. Even if they play tricks, we three can handle them. Senju Fujima looked at Senju Tobirama and smiled. He thought it should be okay. After all, the current Uchiha Madara is very different from the future Uchiha Madara. Besides, Uchiha Izuna is not dead now, and Uchiha Madara will not turn evil. But I don't know where Black Zetsu is. It seems that all this is planned by Black Zetsu. He has been waiting for the reincarnation of Ashura and others to come to the world. Only the reincarnation of Indra and Ashura, with their power, can awaken the Samsara Eye. Only the Samsara Eye can open the seal of Kagaya Otsutsuki. I still have to be careful of Black Zetsu. Also find a chance to remind Uchiha Madara. I guess Black Zetsu will try his best to kill Uchiha Izuna, right? Senju Fujima looked at Uchiha Madara and others with their tribesmen walking towards this side, lowered his head and thought. After all, Black Zetsu is the ultimate boss in the Naruto world, Boruto is another story. Ding, the host is detected to be smart, the God's Chosen system is activated. Option 1. Don't say anything, let Uchiha Izuna die unclearly, and further trigger the battle between the Senju clan and the Uchiha clan. Completion reward. Senju Hashirama died young, special reward Samsara Eye. Option 2. Kill Uchiha Izuna now, and still let the things in the original work happen. History will be repeated. Senju Hashirama will die, and Uchiha Madara will awaken Samsara Eye. Completion reward. A fruit of the sacred tree. Option 3. Tell Uchiha Madara everything, let Uchiha Madara pay attention to Black Zetsu, don't let Uchiha Madara be deceived, and cause historical changes. Completion reward. Uchiha Madara and you become friends regardless of age, Madara will not kill you no matter what, and get a special reward. Just because of Senju Fujima's thought, the God's Chosen system was triggered instantly, and 3 options appeared in front of him. Puff. Sacrifice Dad, infinite power. System, aren't you trying to trick me? If I had traveled through time and he hadn't raised me, I would have said to choose the fruit of the sacred tree or the Samsara Eye directly. But who are you? Aren't you forcing Dad to a dead end knowing that he will die? Special reward. Can I have the fruit of the sacred tree? I can be invincible if I eat one. And given the nature of the system, the mysterious gift must be garbage. It is very likely to trick me and dig a hole for me. He knew I wouldn't choose the first 2, so he probably gave me such a temptation. Dad, tell me, should I sacrifice you? The benefits of sacrificing you are really huge. It's so tempting. What should I do? Wait online. Senju Fujima saw the 3 options in front of him. Don't say anything. The first and second are definitely the best. The third one is probably a pitfall. Because the system must know that I will choose the third option, so it probably tempted me with the first 2 options. It has been 10 years since I was born. In the past 10 years, Senju Hashirama has shown me great fatherly love and care. I am not a cold-blooded animal, so how could I give up his life for two benefits? But it is indeed very tempting. Didn't I come to this world to become a symbol of invincibility? As long as I take the fruit of the sacred tree, I will be invincible. When the time comes, rescue Kagaya and make her my wife. Isn't she sweet? Dad, I'm sorry, hehehehe. Senju Fujima is struggling in his heart, wondering what to do. One is the temptation of strength, and the other is the temptation of humanitarianism. Humanitarianism, with the samsara I, can't I revive my father? Quote, Father, I'm sorry, for your son's strength, I. When Uchiha Madara came to them, Senju Fujima finally struggled in his eyes for a long time, and finally made up his mind. Hashirama, all our clansmen have agreed, let's sign the armistice agreement next. Uchiha Madara said with a smile looking at Senju Hashirama. Haha, good, let's go to the place where we originally said we would build the village. Senju Hashirama walked forward, patted Uchiha Madara's shoulder and said. Haha, good. Then, everyone took the clansmen directly to the place where they originally selected the site for Konoha. Fujima, practice the Leon Jujutsu with me. After arriving at the site of Konoha, Senju Hashirama looked at Senju Fujima, patted his shoulder and said. Okay, Dad. Quote, Senju Fujima smiled at Senju Hashirama and nodded. Then let's get started. Wood release. Super large connected house. Wood release. Super large connected house. Pa. Ha. Then Senju Fujima and Senju Hashirama began to squat, poof. Instantly, the two people's aura increased, chakra surged, and the ground sank several centimeters. Bang 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 bang. As the two people frantically output would release chakra, the center of Konoha, which was originally a forest, instantly turned into a luxurious house. These houses are the basic housing of Konoha. There are at least more than 1,000 houses, which are enough for many people to live in. If there are not enough, they will be built later. Hiss. I didn't expect that the young patriarch of the Senju clan would also know wood release. Oh my god, I must let our Hanner marry him. What a convenient wood release. Quote, too powerful, the power of wood release is simply unimaginable. Fortunately, we chose to cease fire, otherwise, with two wood releases against us, could we hold on? Yes, we should be thankful, otherwise we would really die in this war. The members of the Uchiha clan were stunned when they saw Senju Fujima and Senju Hashirama showing their might, and they were also very thankful that they did not choose to fight against the Senju clan like fools. Otherwise, one wood release would be enough to kill them, not to mention two wood releases, which would be a humanoid monster. I didn't expect Hashirama's son to be so talented. What if it was my son? Would he have such a talent? Humph, I must give birth to a son who is better than your son. Quote, Uchiha Madara was very competitive and never thought he would lose to Senju Hashirama, but now he had lost to his son, so he decided to get married when he returned and have a child who would definitely be better than Senju Fujirama. Okay, haha, Madara, let's go. Let's go in and take a look. You can choose where to live. When the time comes, we will also invite other families to live in, as well as villagers, and then build a big village of our own. Under that rock, we will build an office to handle affairs. And build over there. After doing everything, Senju Hashirama was very happy, constantly pointing here and there, expressing his joy. Whatever. Uchiha Madara acted a little casual, saying lightly, and then walked directly into the village. Is this our village? Haha, I can protect my brother and clan members here. With everyone's joint efforts, peace has been achieved, and my wish has also been achieved. Quote. Looking at the houses around him, Uchiha Madara's mouth slightly raised. His heart was far from calm as it appeared on the surface, and he was very excited. Ah, Senju Hashirama saw Uchiha Madara's indifferent look, and instantly felt a little defeated. A drop of sweat flowed down his face, and he looked a little embarrassed. Puff, ha ha ha, Dad, you looked really funny just now. Senju Fujirama was not the first time he saw his father being defeated. He would only experience this kind of embarrassment on Uchiha Madara and Senju Tobarama. He couldn't help laughing every time he saw it. Is it funny? Bang. Oh, Dad, why did you hit me? It hurts so much. I'll go back and tell Mom. Bang. Ouch. You're still hitting me. Bang. Ouch. I was wrong. Don't hit me. Don't hit me. Soon, Uchiha Madara was beaten. Uchiha Madara and the Senju clan signed a truce agreement and announced the union of the two clans. And they also got the approval of the Fire Country daimyo. They had to approve it. The army was no different from ants in front of them. And they moved all the clansmen to Konoha village, shook hands and made peace, and finally formed Konoha village. All the clansmen of the Uchiha clan, young and old, had been taken over, and the same was true for the Senju clan. The whole village instantly became lively. Tap 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 tap. On the Konoha Hokage rock, Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama stood here respectively, overlooking the entire Konoha village. The current Konoha village has just been established, it is not very big, and the population ratio is still relatively small. Madara, do you remember what we said when we were sitting here when we were young? Senju Hashirama looked at the Konoha village in front of him, and there were still many houses under construction. He was very excited. He turned his head and looked at Uchiha Madara and asked. Ah, of course I remember, haha, I didn't expect it to come true. You said at the time that you wanted to build a village of our own here. Here, the children in the village don't have to kill each other. We are building a ninja school for them to train in. It will allow them to grow up in the school and gradually become stronger, and then everyone can choose the tasks they want to perform according to their personal abilities and strengths. We also need to elect a village chief who can clearly distinguish the levels of tasks, so that we don't have to send the children to the battlefield. But I thought you were stupid at the time, but I also think that such a village is great. Uchiha Madara looked at the Konoha village in front of him, and remembered that when he was young, the two of them sat in this place, looking at the village in front of him, which made him feel a little incredible in his heart. After all, he never thought that he would actually realize his previous wish now. Haha, yes, how great is a village like this? We can put all our brothers here to protect them from any threat. We can protect them from being hurt. If we want to hurt them, we must let them step over our bodies first. Senju Hashirama looked at the smiling and happy tribesmen in front of him, and his mouth corners slightly raised. Although they have only built this village for more than a month, they have attracted countless people to live here, and they have no objection and let them live there directly. After all, a village cannot do without popularity, and now they continue to expand their village. Hoo-hoo. Suddenly a gust of wind blew, and Uchiha Madara caught a broken leaf and held it in his hand. I originally thought it was just a dream, but I didn't know that the two of us could do it with hard work, but I used the most brutal way. Uchiha Madara looked at the broken leaf in his hand and said slowly, thinking of his reckless self in the past, which was really ridiculous. Hasn't it become a reality now? Your brother, my brother, and our clansmen are under our protection. No one can destroy our village in the future. In the village, the ninja leader who silently protects the land of fire should be called Hokage, right? What do you think of this name? Senju Hashirama looked at Uchiha Madara and smiled, and then directly called the village chief's name Hokage, which he thought was quite appropriate. What are you talking about? Hokage, what do you mean? Uchiha Madara was a little confused and asked Senju Hashirama. The daimyo of the land of fire asked us to elect a village leader. I want you to be the leader of this village and become the Hokage. Your brothers and clansmen are here, but I also hope that you can treat other ninjas and people in the village as your brothers. I hope that after you become the Hokage, you can protect your brother and clansmen as always and protect everyone in the village. Hashirama Senju knew that Uchiha Madara was a kind and powerful person. There was no problem for him to be the Hokage. He looked at him and smiled. Really, can I really do it? I can't even protect my own brothers. Now only Izuna is left. Can I really protect them? Uchiha Madara looked at the broken leaves in his hand and muttered to himself. Recalling that his brothers died one after another in front of him, he felt extremely sad, but he was powerless. He really didn't want to experience this feeling again. Haha, now is no time for you to back off. I think you deserve to be the Hokage. Now the Sarutobi clan and the Shimura clan are going to join our village. Senju Hashirama looked at Uchiha Madara, smiled slightly, spread his hands and said. Oh, really? Are you sure you are not kidding? Uchiha Madara did not expect that the ninja village he and Senju Hashirama built with his own hands could have other people join in. This simply overturned his three views, but there was more embarrassment, looking at him and asked. Of course not, you must not have come out to see it during this period. Look at that piece of land, it's all newly built, and there. Many people have come to the village. It will get bigger and stronger in the future. By the way, we should also give the village a name. What do you think is better? Senju Hashirama looked at him and smiled slightly, then pointed to a piece of open space that was a forest before and said, Name. Uchiha Madara was stunned for a moment, picked a name, and then saw the broken leaf in his hand. From the corner of the broken leaf saw the whole village. Then call it Konoha Village, how about that? After thinking for a moment, Uchiha Madara said very seriously. So simple, no connotation at all, you just named it after the leaves in your hand. Hashirama Senju lowered his head and said depressedly when he heard the name given by Uchiha Madara. Is this different from what you said about the Hokage having a life? Also, when will your old problem of depression be cured? Uchiha Madara saw Hashirama Senju's depressed look, and yelled at him, cursing and shouting, feeling very unconvinced. So far, the name of Konoha Village has been determined, and Konoha Village has also been recognized by countless people. Ha ha ha, although so much time has passed. Our war has finally stopped. Now we seem to be seeing my childhood. Senju Hashirama looked at Uchiha Madara and laughed instantly. He was satisfied with the whole Konoha village and returned to the happy time of the too many years ago. He was very yearning for his youth. By the way, what does the Hokage do? Is it to protect the villagers in the village? Now they have set a precedent and built the first ninja village, so Uchiha Madara doesn't know what the leader of the village needs to do and how to do it. Everything has to start from scratch. He is groping in the dark. Looking at Senju Hashirama, he asked puzzledly. This is only part of it, but not all. You have to think about it. We still have a village to expand. We also have to accept tasks from various countries, assign ninjas to complete the tasks, and get paid in the end. The current village is still under construction, and the development and construction will be accelerated in the future. So you, as the Hokage, will gradually become busy. When the time comes, I will carve your head on the rock wall under our feet, but you'd better change your shape. It's scary and not friendly at all, ha ha ha. Senju Hashirama looked at the rock wall below and had already conceived what he needed to do next. When he heard him say this, Uchiha Madara was stunned for a moment and broke out in a cold sweat. As a symbol of protecting the village. What a joke, you actually said that my handsome face is scary. Ha. It's better than your distraught and embarrassing expression, right? Uchiha Ban immediately fought back, saying that his handsome face was simply unforgivable, and they quickly retorted to each other. Ah, is it really that embarrassing? Hearing what Uchiha Madara said, Senju Hashirama lowered his head instantly, muttering to himself in a depressed mood. Ha ha ha, it's not embarrassing, it's not embarrassing. If I have to say it, it's simply embarrassing, ha ha ha. Uchiha Madara looked at Senju Hashirama like this and laughed heartily. Really, ha ha, ha ha ha. Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara looked at each other and laughed. Here, brother, you two really made it difficult for us to find you. At this time, Uchiha Izuna and Senju Tobarama ran over at the same time, watching their brother and Senju Hashirama laughing together, and ran up with a smile. And Senju Tobarama followed closely behind, and the two of them instantly stood behind Uchiha Madara and the others. During this period, due to the reconciliation between the two families and the marriage between Senju Fujima and the Uchiha clan, Senju Tobarama also had a great change in his view of the Uchiha clan, and became good friends with Uchiha Izuna. The Uchiha clan was originally a demon that was permeated with love, but after getting along with each other, I feel that their love is protection, and love is generated for protection. Just like himself and his elder brother, it is also a love of protection. He loves his elder brother, and similarly, his elder brother is willing to give everything for him. It's that simple. As the saying goes, there is no acquaintance without fighting, but the two old enemies have become friends today, which is really ironic. This is also thanks to Senju Fujima. In order to make his second uncle eliminate the hatred of the Uchiha clan, he made a lot of explanations, and he was not tired of it. In the end, he persuaded Senju Tobarama by talking. And Senju Fujima felt that he had already come to the world of Naruto. If he didn't change the history and followed the original work, what's the point? He wanted the Uchiha and Senju clans to live in peace, and then unite the Uchiha and Senju clans to fight against the Otsutsuki clan. Think of Naruto and Sasuke, who were beaten by Otsutsuki Ashiki when their strength collapsed in the later period. He felt scared when he thought about it. His current strength is far from without the strength of Six Paths Naruto and Six Paths Sasuke. If he meets Otsutsuki Ashiki, he will be a one-shot kill. Moreover, he is possessed by Jigen, and he doesn't even know where he is. Such a terrible enemy is not comparable to a Black Zetsu. The invincible ultimate boss has not appeared yet. He must prepare for the rainy day, not to mention whether there is a more powerful existence than Otsutsuki Ashiki in the Otsutsuki clan. Brother, why are you still wasting time here? The ministers of the Land of Fire are coming to the meeting, and you two should hurry up and prepare. Senju Tobirama saw that the two people were laughing here easily, while he and Uchiha Izuna were busy and exhausted. Hehe, it's Tobirama and Izuna. Uchiha Madara smiled slightly when he saw Senju Tobirama and Uchiha Izuna. Now that Izuna is not dead, he has not turned evil and is still kind to them. Yes, brother, the daimyo are waiting. They said they are going to elect the leader of the village. The two of us will come to you right away. Uchiha Izuna looked at his brother, smiled slightly, and then nodded and said, Haha, you are late. I said let Madara be the Hokage directly, hehe. Senju Hashirama looked at Tobirama and Izuna behind him and laughed. Is it true, brother, you will be the Hokage? Uchiha Izuna was very happy and surprised to see that it was his brother who was going to be the Hokage. Tisk, it's so troublesome, I don't want to be it. Uchiha Madara curled his lips, but there was a smile and responsibility in his eyes, and he said lightly. Really? Senju Tobirama was stunned when he heard it, but he was relieved later and did not react too much. And Senju Fujima had actually been waiting here for a long time. Since he wanted to change history, he had to start with the first generation of Hokage. So he just let Uchiha Madara be the Hokage. Wouldn't that rewrite it? So he had been standing behind the small mound, with his legs crossed, waiting for them to talk about business before appearing. Ding, the host's ambition as a time traveler is detected. Change the history of the ninja world, and the God's chosen system is activated. Option 1. Still choose Senju Hashirama to be the first generation of Hokage, and don't make any changes. After all, the trajectory of history is also a golden finger. Isn't it good? If history is changed, there may be changes in the later development. Completion reward. A pair of white eyes. Option 2. Let Uchiha Madara become the first generation of Hokage. As a time traveler, how can you be considered a time traveler if you don't change history? If you want to be useless, just choose to be familiar with the historical trajectory. If I didn't say anything, you know everything, so why do you need the system? Reward for completing the task. Just like your father, you can use fairy arts in seconds. Option 3. Let Uchiha Madara become the first generation Hokage, and let Senju Hashirama become the first generation deputy Hokage. There is no problem with two leaders in a village, right? Only when the main and deputy support each other can the village become stronger and fulfill your dream of completely changing history. Reward for completing the task. Perfect impure world reincarnation technique. No sacrifice required. Summon a strong man with 80% of his previous strength. It seems that every time Senju Fujima has something in mind, the system will start the god selection system. White eyes. I wear white eyes, are you sure others won't think I dug out the eyes of the Hyuga clan? By then, the Hyuga clan will probably come to attack Konoha, right? You can use the magic in seconds, which is really amazing. Although I have signed a contract with Slug, my progress in practicing magic is a bit slow. If I want to be able to use the magic in seconds like my dad, I have to practice for at least a few years. But the impure world reincarnation is good. It actually has 80% of the strength, and it doesn't require sacrifices. It's very nice. Senju Fujima saw the options in front of him, his mouth corners slightly raised, and he immediately made a judgment in his heart. Dad, second uncle, Izuna uncle, Madara uncle, how about I say something? When he heard everyone talking, Senju Fujima instantly jumped up from behind the mound and shouted loudly. Oh, Fujima, why are you here? Is it you? Haha, Fujima, ... When the four saw Fujima, they all seemed to like him and shouted. Hee, I think there doesn't need to be only one leader in the village. One person needs to deal with so many things. If Uncle Madara has to deal with these matters all day long, he will probably go crazy. We can elect 2 people to be Hokage, 1 Hokage and 1 deputy Hokage. What do you think? After all, the Senju clan and the Uchiha clan are the ones who really established the Konoha village, so there is no problem for us to elect the heads of the 2 clans as Hokage, right? If others have objections, let them get out of Konoha. Konoha needs teammates who are united and friendly, not those villains who only know how to fight for power and profit. Senju Fujima looked at the 4 people in front of him, raised his mouth slightly, and put forward his own ideas. You kid, you are the one who understands me. That's right, Hashirama, I think what Fujirama said is not wrong, I am the Hokage alone. How can I protect the village if I manage these trivial matters every day? It's not bad for 2 people to share the burden, right? Haha. Uchiha Madara heard Senju Fujima's proposal is very reliable. If both of them are Hokage, isn't that enough? How simple this matter is. The 2 don't have to fight each other, and he doesn't have to take care of the affairs of the entire village alone. Well, I think this method is not bad. Senju Tobirama lowered his head and pondered for a moment, and felt that this idea was very good. If Uchiha Madara was the clan leader alone, it would have a certain impact on the development of their Senju clan. But what if both of them are Hokage? That's another matter. Both of them have the right, which can ensure that both families can make progress together. Well, I also think Fujima's proposal is very good. If my brother is allowed to handle the affairs of the village alone, he will probably be furious. Let's have 2 people. Uchiha Izuna also nodded. He didn't know what kind of personality his brother had. If he got furious by accident, the Hokage's office wouldn't be enough for him to deal with. Well, that's decided. Then I will be the deputy Hokage and Madara will be the main Hokage, haha. Seeing that the 3 agreed, Hashirama Senju had no reason to disagree, and he laughed. So, Hashirama Senju and Madara Uchiha became the first generation of Hokage together, 1 positive and 1 vice, 1 good and 1 evil, good and evil combined to form yin and yang to form Tai Chi, and the real Konoha rose. Ding, the host has successfully chosen and completed the task, and will be rewarded with a perfect and pure world reincarnation technique, no sacrifice required, and the summoned strong man has 80% of his previous strength. Boom. Instantly, after Senju Fujima completed the option, a perfect ninjutsu suddenly appeared in his mind, which was impure world reincarnation. Only an item in front of the dead can summon the dead to fight for him. What a good thing. It seems that I have to collect more DNA from the strong next time, so I don't have to do it myself. Grandpa's is good, he. Senju Fujima felt the impure world reincarnation in his mind and laughed. Afterwards, Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara went back to see the daimyo of the Land of Fire, Kato in. Daimyo. Senju Hashirama and others bowed to him after seeing the daimyo. The daimyo of the Land of Fire nominally ruled the village because the village needed the financial and material support of the Land of Fire. So he also needed to be respected accordingly. Of course, it didn't mean that he had to be loyal to him, but mutual respect was still needed. Haha, Senju clan leader and Uchiha clan leader, please take a seat. Kato-in saw Senju Hashirama and others, and smiled quickly, nodded slightly, and let several people sit on the stool. I have no objection to you setting up a village, but it requires our fire country to pay financial and material resources, so you also need to take on the task of protecting our fire country. And you also need to send some ninjas to guard the capital of our fire country. After all, if our fire country is destroyed, we will not be able to afford the financial and material resources in your village. You should have no objection to this, right? Kato-yin sat down with everyone and began to discuss this negotiation. Their fire country is not paying for nothing. If you hire a village to guard the fire country, you must send people to protect them. That's fine, we have no objection. You provide financial and material resources, and we provide you with protection. You can also issue tasks in our village, and the village will also send people to complete the tasks and get rewards. There is no problem with these. Uchiha Madara, as the elected Hokage, naturally has to speak out. Seeing that everyone is looking at him, the meaning is also very clear. He directly looks at the name of the Fire Country and says, when he was the head of the Uchiha clan, he often received assassinations or guarding missions from various countries, which he was used to. After all, the clan needs to develop and eat, and it must complete tasks to get rewards, otherwise they cannot survive. He understands this very well. After all, the head of the clan is not in vain. Hehe, you should be the Hokage they elected, right? The head of the Uchiha clan, Uchiha Madara, is a peerless strong man. I know your name. Since you have no objection, then I have no objection. Come on. Sign this Hokage appointment agreement, and you will be the Hokage of Konoha village in the future. And the head of the Senju clan, this is the deputy Hokage appointment agreement, you also sign it. Kato Yin waved his hand, and the two eunuchs handed over the documents in their hands in an instant. As early as Uchiha Madara and others came before, they had sent people to inform that the village was called Hokage, the village was named Konoha, etc. So he had prepared the appointment agreement early, waiting for them to come up and sign it. Swish, swish, swish. Soon, Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama signed the appointment letter and officially became the first-generation Hokage and the first-generation deputy Hokage. Hashirama, I think that the guardian ninja should not be chosen from our two families. After returning to Konoha, Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama discussed that it would be better not to choose the ninja who protects the daimyo from the Senju clan and the Uchiha clan. Well, the Sharingan is quite special. It would be bad if it was used by someone with ulterior motives. If our Senju clan members go there, it is likely that the daimyo will feel a little disgusted. I think so too. Many other ninjas have joined the village recently, especially the Shimura family and the Yuanfei family. We can select 2 of them. The ninjas to be discussed are 12, and the other 10 will be selected from the ninjas who have just joined. This way, the daimyo will feel more at ease. After all, they are not our people, so he will feel more at ease. Senju Hashirama frowned. Uchiha Madara was right. If people from their 2 families were sent there, the daimyo would probably think that they were intentionally sending people to monitor the daimyo. So it is better to send those who have just joined Konoha but are highly credible and will not betray. This will not only gain the trust of the people, but also stabilize the relationship between their village and the Land of Fire. Well, that's decided. Sending 6 elite Jonin and 6 Jonin to guard is enough. No one in the ninja world will use a cage-level strongman to assassinate a daimyo. There is no need. And 12 Jonin, plus 6 elite Jonin, are enough to kill some less powerful cage-level strongmen. Uchiha Madara, wearing a Hokage hat, sat in the office and said to Hashirama Senju, who was also wearing a Hokage hat, next to him. Then it's decided. Hashirama, go arrange for the candidates of the Sarutobi clan and the Shimura clan to negotiate with them. Tobarama and Izuna, you two gather some elite Jonin and select 4 elite Jonin and 6 Jonin. Strictly check and remove those who have other thoughts. If necessary, you can explore their hearts. Let the people of the Yamanaka family check and send people around the daimyo. Be cautious, otherwise if something goes wrong, the economic source of our Konoha village will be cut off. Soon, Uchiha Madara assigned the tasks. He thought it would be better to let Hashirama go to see the Sarutobi clan and the Shimura clan. Going by himself might be counterproductive. Well, I see. I'll go talk to them. Senju Hashirama nodded slightly. He knew what Uchiha Madara was thinking. He was shy and couldn't be ruthless to the people in his own village. Yes, the first generation. Yes, the first generation Hokage. Uchiha Izuna and Senju Tobarama said hurriedly, and then the 3 of them left the Hokage's office together. It's like a dream. I actually became the Hokage in the village, hehe. After everyone left, Uchiha Madara stood up from his chair, looked at the workers who were still working in full swing outside, and the people who carved the statues of him and Hashirama, and smiled slightly. Who ruined my plan? It's obviously done perfectly. Why did this happen? It's really strange. The person is not dead. How can Uchiha Madara open the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan? Humph, it seems that I have to plan carefully again. There is still plenty of time. I have plenty of time, huh? Somewhere outside Konoha village, a figure covered in black appeared next to a big tree, Half of his body was still in the ground, looking at Konoha village, frowning, okay. No brows, shouting angrily. After shouting, he disappeared into the ground. In fact, the war was all started by Black Zetsu alone. He just wanted to find the strongest reincarnation of Ashura and Indra. So he launched wars again and again, just to find the reincarnation of Indra who could open the Mangekyo Sharingan. But in the past 1,000 years, no one could open the Mangekyo Sharingan, let alone the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Now that they finally found Uchiha Madara, the reincarnation of Indra who had awakened the Mangekyo Sharingan, they had already planned to have a big fight, but in the end they unexpectedly found that Uchiha Izuna was not dead. If he didn't die, he couldn't let Uchiha Madara obtain the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, and the plan couldn't be implemented. Knock, knock. Just as Uchiha Madara was looking at the village he loved outside, there were several knocks on the door. Come in. Uchiha Madara heard the sound and turned around and shouted towards the door. Squeak. Just at this moment, Senju Fujima walked in. Hee, Uncle Madara. Seeing Uchiha Madara, Senju Fujima laughed. It's you, kid. Hee. What's wrong? Why don't you stay with your little wife? Why do you come to see your Uncle Madara? Seeing Senju Fujima, Uchiha Madara's eyes flashed with love, because he had no children, and he and Senju Hashirama were brothers, as the saying goes, love the house and the dog, so he also loved him a little. Hee, I have something to talk to you, so I came here. Seeing Uchiha Madara, Senju Fujima laughed, then walked up directly, jumped lightly, and sat on the Hokage's workbench. What's the matter? Tell me. And Uchiha Madara didn't have any opinions, walked towards him, sat on the stool himself, looked at him and asked with a smile. Uncle Ban, I found an ancient book with some interesting things recorded on it. Take a look. Senju Fujima then found a scroll, but it was very worn out and looked it seems to be quite old. Of course, this is Senju Fujima's own old one. It has been buried in the soil for more than a month and deliberately made torn. What is it? Let me see. Uchiha Madara was a little curious, and then took the scroll and read it. The content is as follows. In the first year of the Warring States period, the world was in constant conflict, and ninjas dominated the world. The most powerful families were divided into the Kagaya clan, the Uchiha clan, and the Senju clan. They conquered each other, seized resources, worked for various countries, accepted missions, killed everyone, and destroyed everyone. The world was miserable. Everyone thought that war was caused by the ninjas' toughness and hated ninjas to the extreme, but there was a black hand behind the scenes. He had no name, but his whole body was black. He could blend into trees, land, or people without being discovered. He created wars all over the world, causing all families to attack each other. He is the source of evil. It is said that he is the son of the goddess. The goddess is the mother of the six-path sage. But in the end, because he wanted to destroy the world, he was sealed by the six-path sage. In the end, he left a son who was wandering in the world with an immortal body. He tried to revive the goddess and harm the world. To revive the goddess, he must have the Samsara Eye. There is a necessary condition for opening the Samsara Eye, that is, the Mangekyo Sharingan. However, if the Mangekyo Sharingan is used too much, it will cause blindness. Only by obtaining the eyes of a loved one can you obtain the Nakaba Mangekyo Sharingan, commonly known as the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. The Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan will never go blind, and the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan alone is not enough. It also requires the purest blood of the Senju clan and the Uchiha clan. If some of the blood of the Kagaya clan is added, it can achieve a divine body. After awakening the Samsara Eye, once the Samsara Eye is used, the seal of the goddess will be broken, and the world will be destroyed at that time. I hope people in the future will be alert and don't fall into this man's evil plan. Remember. What? How is this possible? The first year of the Warring States period. Isn't this 1,000 years ago? Black man. Who is it? And the goddess. The Sage of Six Paths. Does the Sage of Six Paths really exist? Uchiha Madara didn't think the thing in front of him was fake, because who would write a fake thing for nothing? And Senju Fujima handed him over to him, which means, because Senju Fujima couldn't tell Uchiha Madara directly, he had to do something, and he had to make things clear, so he wrote a fake book directly. Uncle Madara, when I saw this book, I knew that you and Uncle Izuna might be in danger, so I came to you directly. Senju Fujima saw Uchiha Madara's surprised expression, raised the corner of his mouth slightly, and then looked at him and said, "Is Izuna and I in danger?" "Why?" Uchiha Madara looked at Senju Fujima with some doubts. He obviously hadn't reacted yet. He was a little shocked in his heart. These things were all knowledge he had never seen before. "Uncle Madara, look," he wrote it clearly. He said that there was a goddess in the world who wanted to destroy the whole world, so she was sealed by the six-path sage. But he left behind a person who was pitch black. It seemed to be her son. He would not die, which means he is still alive now. You have opened the Mangekyo Sharingan again, and Uncle Izuna has also opened it. That is to say, it is very likely that the person will kill you or find a way to kill Uncle Izuna in order for you to awaken the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. So you or Uncle Izuna will be able to obtain the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, and then ask Dad for some of his pure Senju bloodline to combine with it. Quote, "Doesn't this mean you have the Samsara Eye? And that black man came for your Samsara Eye? He can also possess anyone. If he possesses you, he will release the goddess directly, and everyone will die." Senju Fujima started to deceive, watching Uchiha Madara talking nonsense seriously, and it was very realistic, but it seemed to be true. What you said seems to make some sense. So, someone wants to harm me, or Izuna. No, I don't allow anyone to harm Izuna. If there is, I want him to die. Uchiha Izuna is Uchiha Madara's reverse scale. Anyone who wants to kill his brother must step over his body. That's right, Uncle Madara, this black man is probably hiding somewhere and wants to harm us. A person can actually be immortal, which shows how powerful he is. We should be careful. If he can be immortal, then the angel will definitely not die. When the time comes, we can trick Uncle Madara into giving us the Rinnegan and release the angel directly. Don't talk about me, Uncle Izuna will be killed. And it says that the Rinnegan can revive people, so these eyes should be very scary. Senju Fujima looked at Uchiha Madara and said, he knew that Uchiha Madara would not take his brother's eyes in order to open the Rinnegan, and even if he died, he would not kill his brother. I have seen similar information in our clan, but I can only use the Mangekyo Sharingan to read his meaning. It says, a god, in pursuit of stability, divides yin and yang into two poles, and the two interact with each other in opposite ways to obtain Rosen Wanxiang. Similar to what is said above, it says that the blood of the Uchiha clan and the Senju clan needs to be combined. It seems that this is not false, it is very likely to be true. Thank you, Fujima. I will pay more attention to it, keep an eye on Izuna, and will not let him get hurt. Quote. Uchiha Madara looked at Senju Fujima, nodded slightly, and then reached out and patted his shoulder. Naruto. Hashirama's son, the new god of ninja world. Fishing returns 10,000 times, catch the national goddess at the beginning, page 29. He remembered the stone tablet he had seen in the clan land before, which had the same words written on it. Similar to what was introduced in this ancient book, it meant that what was written in this ancient book was correct and did exist. Then he or Izuna would be in danger, and he had to be extra careful. Hee, how big of a deal is this? Uncle Madara is my idol, hee. Senju Fujima saw Uchiha Madara and quickly reached out and patted his chest with a smile. Idol, what does that mean? Uchiha Madara also heard such a word for the first time, and was a little confused and stunned for a moment. It means that Uncle Madara is very powerful and domineering. I also want to be someone like Uncle Madara. This is what idol means, hee. Senju Fujima looked at Uchiha Madara and smiled slightly. Haha, you kid, I'll discuss with your dad later to see how to better protect the village and Izuna. I won't allow anyone to hurt Izuna, nor will I allow anyone to hurt anyone in the village, no one. Uchiha Madara couldn't think of any way to solve this problem by himself. So he was going to discuss with Senju Hashirama how to better protect the village and Uchiha Izuna. Hee, okay, then we'll wait here for Dad to come back. Senju Fujima smiled. Anyway, he had nothing to do, so he waited for his dad to come back and see if there was any solution. In the original work, Black Zetsu can only seal him up by using the 6 paths of the Samsara Eye, Chibaku Tensai. Immortal arts should be able to hurt him. He should be a product of yin-yang escape, so it should have some effect. But it is unknown whether it will work. I just don't know if the Uzumaki clan's sealing technique can seal him up. In the original work, the Uzumaki clan was wiped out, which should be related to Black Zetsu. Then it means that the Uzumaki clan must have a way to seal Black Zetsu, and this method may only be known by the clan leader. When the time comes, I have to go back and ask if there are any secrets that have not been passed on to me. I feel that the secrets I have learned should not be able to seal Black Zetsu, right? Senju Fujima was lying on the recliner next to him, and he couldn't help thinking in his mind, while waiting for Senju Hashirama to come back. An hour later, squeak. Soon, 3 people walked in, and it was obvious that everything had been arranged. Back. Have you arranged everything? Uchiha Madara saw the 3 people coming back and smiled at them. Yes, everything has been arranged. Let them pack their things and leave tomorrow. Senju Hashirama smiled and nodded. Fujima, why are you here? Then, Senju Hashirama saw Senju Fujima sitting in his seat and smiled slightly. Hehe, I have something to talk to Uncle Madara, so I came here. Senju Tengshu looked at Senju Hashirama and said after a chuckle. Really? Senju Hashirama looked at Uchiha Madara, smiled slightly, then hung his hat on the wall and walked towards the stool. Senju Fujima also quickly gave up his seat, stood up, and sat directly on the window next to him. Since you are all back, I have something to say. This matter was also discovered by Fujima, and I think it is necessary to talk to you. Uchiha Madara looked at the 3 people, frowned, and said slowly. Oh, what happened? Brother, what's wrong? Huh? The 3 of them quickly looked at Uchiha Madara, looking at them with puzzled eyes. Take a look at the information Fujima gave me just now. See what you think. Uchiha Madara directly handed the worn-out document to the 3 of them to check. Then the 3 of them carefully checked the contents above, and the more they looked, the more nervous they became, and a trace of shock flashed in their eyes. Ding! The host has successfully chosen and completed the task. You will be rewarded with Uchiha Madara and you becoming close friends regardless of age difference. Madara will never kill you no matter what. You will also receive a special reward. Ding! Congratulations to the host for receiving the special reward. The reward is being distributed. Ding! Congratulations to the host for obtaining the immortal body of the Otsutsuki clan. No matter what damage is received, it can be restored and can absorb any ninjutsu, except for senjutsu. Boom! Suddenly, because Senju Fujima told Uchiha Madara everything and made a choice, the system instantly gave a mysterious reward, completely transformed his body, and made his body completely become the immortal body of the Otsutsuki clan. Immortal body, but the divine body, which is countless times more powerful than the immortal body of the Senju clan, is an eternal and immortal existence. This is also the reason why Kagaya Otsutsuki can only be sealed and can never be killed. Hiss! Why does my body feel itchy? There is also a warm current, as if it is transforming my body. Is this the immortal body? This power is so powerful and intoxicating, hehe. Senju Fujima felt that there was a special power constantly transforming his body, allowing him to gain huge chakra and powerful strength. He never expected that the reward this time would be so generous, directly granting him eternal life, which made him secretly happy. I was originally thinking that I would not live to the later era. Now it seems that the system has already calculated it, just to let me participate in the history later. But it's okay, immortal body, ha ha ha. Although he originally had the immortal body, if he wanted to live until the 4th Ninja World War, he would be in his 80s or 90s. What's the point by then? Now, the system has given him eternal life, so he will never die. He doesn't have to worry about dying in the future. While Senju Fujima was still observing the huge chakra and eternal life in his body, the 4 Konoha high-level officials present were already in an uproar. Madara, I will let Mito guide the sealing class to study Konoha's large barrier during this period. Then we will be able to protect the village to the greatest extent and monitor whether outsiders will break into Konoha. The things recorded in this ancient book are indeed incredible. And the things recorded in your family's clan land, if combined, are indeed very credible. But I'm just wondering, if both of us awaken the Samsara Eye, what will be the result? Senju Hashirama frowned. Seeing the things recorded in the ancient book, combined with the stone tablet of the Uchiha clan's clan land, the content mentioned above is likely to be true. But what if they really can't beat such a powerful existence? Their Konoha has just been established, and they want world peace so that the villagers in the village can live and work in peace. But now there is a powerful unknown enemy. If they cannot defeat the other party, will the Konoha they have worked so hard to create be destroyed by the enemy? Suddenly, Hashirama Senju thought of something, that is, the Samsara Eye. The combined power of two people can awaken the Samsara Eye. What if both of them awaken the Samsara Eye? Can they stop the unknown strong man? Ding! Hashirama Senju's special thoughts are detected, and the God's chosen system is turned on. Option 1. Let this matter gradually fade away. Let Black Zetsu continue to implement the plan, and eventually lead to the death of Uchiha Madara or Uchiha Izuna, so that one of the two brothers can successfully awaken the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, and finally become Six Paths Izuna or Six Paths Madara according to the plan. Completion reward: a pair of Byakugan. Option 2. Explain that the ancient book written by the host is completely fake, all lies, and it is just his own prank. Reward for completing the task: get beaten up by Uchiha Madara, Izuna, Hashirama, and Tobirama. When you get beaten up, the system will specially turn on the pain enhancement of 100% for you, so you can experience the feeling of ecstasy. Option 3. Assist Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama to successfully awaken the Samsara Eye, which will lead the Senju and Uchiha clans to become stronger. Only with strong strength and power can you lead the clansmen to fight against the Otsutsuki clan. Reward for completing the task: Bloodline Enhancement Potion Formula, which can make the clansman's bloodline evolve and successfully upgrade to the Otsutsuki clan bloodline. Ding! Special reminder: the blood of the Otsutsuki family is divided into inferior blood, the family blood in the Naruto world, except for the second and third generation blood of the Six Paths Sage and Ashura. The rest are inferior blood, medium blood, superior blood, top-grade blood, ancestral blood. Otsutsuki Kagaya is the ancestral blood. At this time, because of a suggestion by Senju Hashirama, the God-chosen system was instantly opened. This was the first time that the God-chosen system was opened because of someone else's words, which made Senju Fujima feel incredible. Dad can open the God-chosen system by talking. Is the system upgraded? It's really strange. But this blood enhancement potion is really powerful. After taking it, it can directly become the blood of the Otsutsuki family. Doesn't that mean that the strength can skyrocket? And the blood of the Otsutsuki family is divided into so many varieties. Even the sage body of our Senju family is actually in the inferior blood. This Otsutsuki family is too powerful, right? Senju Fujima had to sigh. The power of the Otsutsuki clan was beyond his imagination. After all, Kagaya Otsutsuki's true strength had never been shown. Even if she was resurrected in the later period, it was not her true strength, but more like a puppet reborn by the impure world reincarnation. But this should be considered reasonable. After all, the Six Paths Sage was born by Kagaya Otsutsuki and immortal, and he can only be regarded as a hybrid. The brothers Ashura and Indra are hybrids, and the blood of the Otsutsuki clan is even thinner, not to mention that we are now 1,000 years later. It seems that the blood of the Senju clan is extremely powerful, but it is simply vulnerable to the Otsutsuki clan. However, if I have a blood enhancement potion, I can improve the blood level of the Senju clan and the Uchiha clan, and then the strength will become stronger and stronger. Hehe, I am looking forward to the battle with the Otsutsuki clan in the future. Quote. Senju Fujima's mouth slightly raised. His powerful strength made him look forward to the more powerful Otsutsuki clan. He was already looking forward to fighting against the strong men of the Otsutsuki clan. Hashirama, what do you mean? Uchiha Madara heard what Senju Hashirama meant, that is, to let the two people directly awaken the Samsara Eye, so that they might be able to fight against Black Zetsu, but he was inevitably a little surprised. Brother, for now we don't know whether the ancient book is correct. If we do it rashly, will there be any problems? After all, no one has tried it yet. If such a thing really happens when you two transplant blood, it may be very dangerous. Senju Tobirama was stunned when he heard Senju Hashirama's idea. He didn't expect that his elder brother would become so unscrupulous to protect Uchiha Madara and the village. After seeing the ancient book, he prepared two people to conduct experiments to see if they could awaken the Samsara Eye. This idea is simply too terrible. What if something goes wrong? What should they do? Yes, brother, if both of you conduct experiments, what should we do if something goes wrong? This ancient book may not be true. After all, we cannot be sure whether what he records is true. Uchiha Izuna frowned, agreeing with Senju Tobarama's words, and hurriedly persuaded. Dad, Uncle Madara, second uncle, Uncle Izumina. I think Dad's suggestion is good. Let's not worry about whether this problem will put Dad and the others in danger. We can experiment with blood transplantation first, and we will decide whether to transplant after the experiment passes. But we can't ignore the danger. What if there is such a strong man spying on us outside? We will be in a very passive state. After all, how strong will an immortal person be? No one knows. Do we really have to treat all this as non-existent? If we take a chance and end up destroying Konoha, which we have worked so hard to build, I think Dad and the uncles will not be willing, right? When Senju Fujima heard what they said, he quickly put forward his own opinion. After all, he knew that after Uchiha Madara merged with his father's blood, he could awaken the Samsara Eye. As long as Hashirama Senju merges the blood of the Uchiha clan, he will definitely be able to awaken the Samsara Eye. This is mutual. Both of them are the reincarnations of the third generation of Otsutsuki, and there will be no danger. Yes, what Fujima said makes sense. I don't allow others to hurt you, nor do I allow others to hurt the villagers in the village. I agree with Hashirama's proposal and choose the experiment. Uchiha Madara frowned after hearing what Fujima Senju said, and finally a trace of firmness flashed in his eyes, and he made up his mind. As a brother-protecting demon, he must exclude all situations that are harmful to his brother, and he doesn't want to happen even if there is a trace of danger. So he decided to do an experiment with Hashirama Senju to see if he can really awaken the Samsara Eye. Seeing Uchiha Madara's unwavering heart, Tobarama Senju and Izuna Uchiha didn't know how to persuade him. After all, what they said made some sense, but was it too dangerous? But he couldn't seem to find a reason to refute them. It's decided, you two stop talking. As the Hokage, I'll do this experiment first. With my sage body, there shouldn't be any accidents. Wait until there are no problems, then let Madara do the experiment. A trace of determination flashed in Senju Hashirama's eyes. His love and obsession for the village were very important, and he would not allow anyone to destroy the village. If it was an ordinary opponent, he could completely rely on his own strength to solve it, but facing the God's Eye in the transmission of the Samsara Eye, he was not sure. The Six-Path Sage, that is a legendary god, he does not think he is a god yet, he thinks he is at most a powerful mortal. But if he awakens the Samsara Eye, then he may become a god, and then he may not be able to stop Black Zetsu. No, Hashirama, as the Hokage, I naturally want me to do the experiment first, don't interfere. After hearing what Senju Hashirama said, Uchiha Madara saw him fighting with him, and hurriedly shook his head and said. He thought that he was now the Hokage of Konoha village, so he naturally needed to contribute to Konoha, so he competed with Senju Hashirama to do the experiment. No, I'll do it. I'm the Hokage, I have the final say, I'll do it. I'm also the Hokage, I have the final say, I'll do it. ... Then a strange scene appeared. The two people argued over who would do the experiment, gnashing their teeth and rolling up their sleeves ready to fight. Senju Fujima saw his father and Uchiha Madara, why did he feel like he was looking at two funny guys? A big drop of sweat flowed down his forehead, and he was a little speechless, then he looked at Senju Tobarama and Uchiha Izuna and spread his hands. These two people are really... Senju Tobarama stretched out his hand and patted his forehead, shook his head and smiled bitterly. Hee, such a scene is really rare. Ah, ha. Uchiha Izuna also saw his brother like this for the first time, and smiled awkwardly at Senju Tobarama. A quarter of an hour later. Okay, Dad, Uncle Madara, then let's vote to decide. The minority obeys the majority, and the votes will be voted by the three of us, and the two of you will each count as one vote. How about it? Senju Fujima was a little speechless, and then he looked directly at Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama and said, and put forward his own opinion. I agree too. After hearing what Senju Fujima said, Senju Tobarama and Senju Fujima agreed and raised their hands in approval. Okay, let's vote. Izuna, vote for me, and Fujima, you must vote for me, Uchiha Madara sat on the recliner angrily, looking at Uchiha Izuna and Senju Fujima. Humph. Senju Hashirama also snorted coldly and sat directly in his seat. Haha. Then let's vote. Uncle Izuna, let's get ready. Seeing the two children, Senju Fujima couldn't help laughing, and then looked at Senju Tobarama and said, "Okay, yeah." Senju Tobarama and Uchiha Izuna nodded slightly. "Then let's start from now on. Please raise your hands if you agree that Uncle Madara should be the first to do the experiment." Quote. Then Senju Fujima shouted directly. As Senju Fujima's words just sounded, there was silence. Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara stared at the three people without blinking. Okay, the final result is that Uncle Madara got 0 votes. That means that the winner of this vote is Deputy Hokage. Senju Fujima looked at Senju Tobarama and the other two, and no one raised their hands. He smiled at Uchiha Madara. "Izuna, Fujima, you too." Humph. Uchiha Madara was willing to admit defeat, but seeing that Uchiha Izuna and Senju Fujima didn't raise their hands, he snorted coldly and turned his head away, feeling very unwilling in his heart. Hee, ha ha ha, I told you, I deserve the title for doing experiments, ha ha ha. Quote. Senju Hashirama saw Uchiha Madara's frustrated look and laughed out loud. HMPH, you're lucky. These traitors are so pissing me off. After hearing what Senju Hashirama said, Uchiha Madara snorted coldly and said with disdain, glaring at Uchiha Izuna fiercely. But Uchiha Izuna smiled back and didn't care. "Brother, you are the only hope of our clan. You must not get into trouble. Forgive me for my choice this time." In fact, Uchiha Izuna's inner thoughts were like this. When facing unknown dangers, he naturally didn't want Uchiha Madara to take risks. Although this was a bit unfair to Senju Hashirama, his brother's life was the most important to him. "My eldest brother is so powerful that there shouldn't be any accidents, but Uchiha Madara must not be allowed to experiment first." Quote. Otherwise, if Uchiha Madara succeeds in the experiment and successfully awakens the Samsara Eye, then if he gets angry, our Senju clan will not be able to stop him at all. "Brother, you must cheer up." Senju Tobarama also has his own thoughts. Although he now believes in the Uchiha clan, facing the fear of the unknown, he dare not put the fate of the family on his trust. If Uchiha Madara gets the Samsara Eye, becomes arrogant, and thinks he is invincible, then there will be problems. So it is better to let his elder brother do the experiment. After all, he likes to study forbidden techniques the most and thinks it should not be too difficult. Okay, the choice has already appeared. Next, Dad will do the experiment. But Uncle Madara, you said, if you need the eyes of a close relative to become the eternal Mangekyo. Then, Uncle Madara, do you think your father's eyes can also be used to improve your Sharingan? Quote. Even if we don't awaken the Samsara Eye later, we have the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, which makes us a high-level fighter. Then Senju Fujima set his sights on Uchiha Tajima. Awakening the eternal Mangekyo only requires the eyes of a loved one. So why can't Uchiha Tajima's eyes be used? What about the eyes? And the eyes of his dead brothers can all be used. What? No, Fujima, that is my father's eye, this. After hearing what Senju Fujima said, Uchiha Izuna was stunned for a moment, shook his head, and was extremely unwilling in his heart. After all, his father was dead, and the only eye that was preserved naturally did not want to use it. Because the Uchiha clan has a special bloodline, the Uchiha clan's Sharingan who died in battle or died of illness will be taken away and specially stored. After all, if others dig up their bodies for research, it is very likely that the bloodline of the Uchiha clan, or the Sharingan, will be exposed. So after every war, when they clean up the battlefield, they will take away all the bodies of all the clan members, and dig out all their eyes for special storage. Otherwise, the entire ninja world does not know how many Uchiha clan's Sharingan were born in other clans or civilian ninjas. Fujima, is it really necessary to use the eyes of our ancestors? Although Uchiha Madara was somewhat reluctant, he knew that if necessary, as long as he could protect his brother's safety, he would definitely choose to use it. Well, it is recorded in the ancient books that the eyes of the closest relatives are needed. If Uncle Madara and Uncle Izuna are blind by then, how can they protect our village? We can only use the eyes of our ancestors. If we can get the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, it will definitely enhance the strength of our Konoha village. Senju Fujima frowned and said to Uchiha Madara. He knew that Uchiha Madara had made some changes, and he also wanted to get the Uchiha clan's Sharingan to see if he could awaken the Samsara Eye at that time. If he could awaken the Samsara Eye, at least he would be invincible in the ninja world, unless he met that perverted Otsutsuki Ashiki. He was the one who directly pressed Sasuke and Naruto to the ground. It was so difficult to deal with the two protagonists, not to mention that he was not even as strong as the Six Paths now. After hearing what Senju Fujima said, Uchiha Madara was obviously a little moved. After all, after he awakened the Mangekyo Sharingan, his eyesight had indeed begun to decline under frequent use. But he could still see clearly, which had no effect on the battle. However, if he went blind, he would have no strength at all and become a useless person. Okay, I agree. I will do the experiment first. If I can really become the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, then I will let Izuna fuse that power. My eyesight has indeed declined now, and every time I use the Mangekyo Sharingan, I always feel that my eyesight is gradually weakening. If this problem can really be solved, I am willing to try. Uchiha Madara kept struggling in his heart. After all, this was the only thought left by his father and several brothers. But in order to protect Izuna, he had to make a choice and transplant the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Brother, this. Although Uchiha Izuna also felt that his eyes began to change, it was not as obvious as Uchiha Madara, and he did not think of the last level. Now seeing that his brother actually agreed to Senju Fujima's proposal, he was also a little surprised. Izuna, in order to protect you and the village, anything can be sacrificed, even my own life. Not to mention the eyes of father and others. They have left, so use their remaining power to protect us. This is also a kind of protection of their love for us, isn't it? Uchiha Madara has made up his mind. Looking at Uchiha Izuna and waving his hand, he said firmly. This. Alas, Uchiha Izuna knew that his brother had made up his mind. It would be difficult to change, and he could only choose to agree in the end. Okay, then Uncle Madara, you bring the Sharingan here, and we will do the research operation. Also bring a few more pairs of 3 Magatama Sharingan. If Dad wants to awaken the Samsara Eye, I wonder if a pair of 3 Magatama Sharingan will increase his chances of success. What Senju Fujima has to do now is to let 2 people awaken the Samsara Eye, and it would be best if he can also awaken it. So let Uchiha Madara bring a few more pairs for research. This is also their secret and cannot be known to others. Okay, I understand. Izuna, go get the eyes of father and others, and bring 3 more 3 Magatama Sharingan. Uchiha Madara nodded slightly, and then said to Uchiha Izuna. I understand, brother. Uchiha Izuna had no choice but to turn around and leave the office and go back to the family to get the eyes. Just 2 months after Konoha was built, all countries saw the effect and followed Konoha to establish ninja villages. The land of lightning gave birth to the hidden cloud village, whose leader called himself the Raikage, and was the first generation of the Raikage. The land of water gave birth to the hidden mist village, whose leader called himself the Mizukage. The land of wind gave birth to the hidden sand village, whose leader called himself the Windkage. The land of earth gave birth to the hidden rock village, whose leader called himself the Tsuchikage. They were all the first generation of cages, and for a while, the entire ninja world was swept by a frenzy of creating villages, and countless small countries followed suit to establish villages. In Konoha, Uchiha Madara and Uchiha Izuna, their research on the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan has also achieved certain results. I feel that my eyesight has become stronger now, and my pupil power is becoming more and more abundant. I guess it's not far from the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Uchiha Madara and Uchiha Izuna in Konoha have also achieved certain results in their research on the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. I feel that my eyesight has become stronger now, and my pupil power is becoming more and more abundant. I guess I'm not far from the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Uchiha Madara and Uchiha Izuna in Konoha have also achieved certain results in their research on the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Uchiha Madara felt the power brought to him by his eyes, which almost made him a little fascinated. Such power was too strong. However, since Uchiha Tajima's eyes were only at the extreme level of 3 Magatama, the speed of Uchiha Madara's transformation into the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan was slowed down, and he could not become the Eternal Eye immediately. Brother, my eyes are the same. I feel a stronger power awakening. It seems that there is indeed no problem with what is recorded in the ancient book. Someone wants to use us to awaken the Samsara Eye, and then possess us, trying to release the so-called goddess. I don't know who it is, and what kind of strength he has, to be able to provoke the ninja world war for thousands of years. Such a person is terrible. I don't know if our current strength can defeat him. Uchiha Izuna also felt that the Sharingan in his eyes was more powerful, and he believed more and more in the events recorded in the ancient book. There was also some anger in his heart. Thinking of Black Zetsu actually provoking a war and wanting one of him or his brother to die, this was simply unforgivable. I won't let you get hurt. You are my only brother left. I will definitely protect you. If someone wants to kill you, I will make him die first. Uchiha Madara was also very angry. He didn't expect that someone would want to kill his brother. Everything now confirmed what was recorded in the ancient books step by step. If someone wants to kill him or his brother, such a person must not be allowed to stay, no matter what. How is Hashirama's experiment going during this period? Then Uchiha Madara looked at Uchiha Izuna and asked. He also wanted to know whether the results of Senju Hashirama's current research could really be successful. I just checked. The 3 Magatama transplanted by Hashirama turned into a Mangekyo Sharingan due to the stimulation of the Senju bloodline. The specific ability is still unclear. And after transplanting the cells of my elder brother, the aura on his body has become stronger and stronger, at least several times stronger than before. Everything written in that book has been verified one by one. Brother, it is very likely that Hashirama can really awaken the Samsara Eye. When brother and Hashirama awaken the Samsara Eye together, I believe that the 2 Samsara Eyes will definitely be able to kill that black thing. Uchiha Izuna just checked. Senju Hashirama's Mangekyo Sharingan has been opened, and his body strength has gradually become stronger, at a very fast speed. When the time comes, Senju Hashirama and Uchiha Madara's 2 Sharingans will definitely be able to kill Black Zetsu, so that they will no longer be a nuisance. Well, very good. As the final evolution of the Mangekyo Sharingan, the Samsara Eye must be more powerful than the Eternal Eye that we are about to awaken. I am really looking forward to what kind of power he will have. Haha. A golden light flashed in Uchiha Madara's eyes. He was already very satisfied with the current Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. What if it was a stronger Samsara Eye? Then what level can he reach? Now he and Hashirama are already invincible in the world. After having the Samsara Eye, they will definitely be able to become more powerful and even become godlike existences. Haha, brother said that, I am more looking forward to it. Uchiha Izuna and Uchiha Madara sat on the Hokage rock, overlooking the entire village and smiled slightly. Haha, ha 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 ha. Uchiha Madara and Uchiha Izuna smiled similarly. In the Konoha hospital, Senju Fujima personally performed surgery on Senju Hashirama. Among the Senju clan, only Senju Hashirama and his medical ninjutsu were the most powerful, so he performed it himself. Dad, how do you feel? Senju Fujima asked Hashirama Senju in front of him. I feel good, and my strength has increased several times. Even if I don't use fairy arts, I am stronger than before. And this Mangekyo is really powerful. Each eye has a unique pupil technique. It's even weirder than Madara's eyes, hehe. Senju Hashirama smiled at Senju Fujima and felt the unique pupil technique in the eyes, which made him feel that the Sharingan is indeed a very powerful eye. Hehe, that's good. Dad, do you feel that the Uchiha bloodline in your body has stabilized? If it is stable, I will increase the dose of DNA to you. At the beginning, Senju Fujima did not dare to inject too much Uchiha Madara's bloodline. After all, he didn't want his father to be like Uchiha Madara in the original work. Same, a human face appeared on the chest, it was really ugly. So he injected the blood of Senju Hashirama very slowly, quantitatively each time, and would let him inject it again after he adapted to the absorption. Although the speed was a little slower, it was very stable and easier to absorb and fuse. Well, it's almost done, continue. Senju Hashirama nodded slightly, looked at Senju Fujima and smiled. Okay, then I'll inject it again to see if it works. Senju Fujima saw Senju Hashirama's confirmation, nodded quickly, and directly inserted the syringe in his hand into his body. Dad, it's almost done, you adapt to it, and notify me after you adapt. I'll leave first, bye. Soon, Senju Fujima had implanted Uchiha Madara's DNA into Senju Hashirama's body again. After the injection, it depends on his own digestion and absorption. Let the blood of the Senju clan completely devour the blood of the Uchiha clan and form the latest blood, so that his pair of Mangekyo Sharingan can be directly upgraded to Samsara Eye. Yes, Senju Hashirama nodded slightly, and then began to observe the changes in his body. And Senju Fujima directly used the Flying Thunder God technique to leave the hospital. The next second, he had arrived at his secret base. This secret base was used by him for research. He had transplanted a pair of 3 Magatama Sharingan into his eyes some time ago. And now it has been successfully transformed into a Mangekyo Sharingan, and it is still evolving at a very fast speed. The Mangekyo Sharingan should be about to evolve into the Eternal Mangekyo. This immortal body is really a powerful bloodline. This should be the same ancestral bloodline as Kagaya Otsutsuki, right? After changing to Sharingan, it can be subtly and continuously evolved. Ha ha, ha ha ha. After returning to his secret base, Senju Fujima instantly opened a pair of evil Mangekyo Sharingan, and felt the blood in his body constantly transforming his Mangekyo Sharingan, and couldn't help laughing. If Uchiha Sasuke was here, he would definitely see that Senju Fujima's Mangekyo Sharingan is very similar to his, also a hexagram, but there is no thin line inside, only a hollow point. Moreover, inside the hexagram, there is already a faint 4-hook dart, which is somewhat similar to the reflection of Uchiha Shisui's Mangekyo Sharingan. With this immortal body, there is no pressure to activate the complete form of Susanoo, and the power is still skyrocketing, and the pupil power is increasing every second. I am also quite satisfied with the abilities of the 2 eyes. However, isn't it said that the Mangekyo Sharingan is a reflection of a person's mind? What one thinks in the heart is the direction of the Mangekyo's ability. Why is the ability of one of my eyes to protect? It's really strange, who should I protect? Although Senju Fujima is very satisfied with the ability of his Mangekyo Sharingan, one of the abilities is actually to protect, which makes him a little confused. At least now, Senju Fujima has not felt that there is anyone worth protecting and worth his life for. The ability of the left eye is the space array wall, which can control a space at will and seal it off. No one can enter this space. And the damage will turn into nothingness, and the time will last forever, unless I automatically remove the space array wall. This is somewhat similar to Obito's eyes, but he hides his body in the Kamui space. And the ability of my eyes is to turn any space into nothingness, without any restrictions, and even permanently. Unless the space is broken by others, or I want to let them out, they can come out. If this is used for protection, it is also a very good ability, but if it is used for attack, it will be useless. You can't lock them in the space and starve them to death, right? The ability that Senju Fujima brought to him in his mind is protection, which can be called absolute defense. At least in this ninja world, no one can break the space, that is to say, the people he wants to protect can be protected with just a glance, and the size of the space is determined by himself. The ability of the other eye is a little abnormal. The right eye can actually control time, although it is only for a short 10 seconds. But in these 10 seconds, I can do a lot of things. It is somewhat similar to the law of time, but it is much weaker than the power of the law, and the time it can last is a little lacking. The range is at most within a kilometer, and it can adjust the speed of time in the entire space locked by itself at will. It was the first time that Senju Fujima saw such a heaven-defying eye technique. If such an eye technique was used on others, 10 seconds would be enough to make him spend most of his decades of time, or even overdraw directly. I wonder if the eye technique will change after awakening the Eternal Mangekyo. Haha. I am really looking forward to it. Looking at his hands, Senju Fujima raised the corner of his mouth slightly, then released the Sharingan and returned to normal, and then disappeared directly in the base. Summoning technique. At this moment, an uninvited guest suddenly came to Konoha village. He was covered in a black robe, completely covering himself, and instantly used the summoning technique. Bang! Roar! At this moment, a huge fiery red figure suddenly appeared outside Konoha village. He was the nine-tailed demon fox. For some reason, he appeared in Konoha village inexplicably. Ah, what is that? Such a strong breath. What's going on? That is, fox, why, how can there be such a big fox? Because the nine-tailed fox suddenly appeared in Konoha, it was so huge that it instantly crushed countless people's houses, and its strong breath created countless storms, blowing away all the people nearby. Help! Run! Monster! Countless villagers in Konoha village saw the nine-tailed fox. They had never seen such a huge and terrifying tailed beast. Everyone was shocked and kept running away. Roar! Quote, the nine-tails was summoned for no apparent reason, and was furious. Seeing the brightly lit Konoha in front of him, he waved his claws and nine tails in an instant, constantly destroying the buildings of Konoha village. What's that aura? At this moment, Uchiha Madara frowned, and suddenly felt a strong aura appear at the entrance of Konoha village. The huge chakra of the aura shocked him. Swish! Sir, a terrifying summoning technique appeared in our Konoha. It is very large, a fox, and has 9 tails. It has caused countless deaths and injuries to villagers. His strength is too strong, and our ninjutsu has no effect on him at all. Quote. At this time, Uchiha Madara was still wondering what the breath was, and a ninja with a cat-faced mask appeared in front of him and reported the matter to him. The establishment of the Anbu was naturally inseparable from Senju Fujima, who asked Uchiha Madara and Senju Hashirama to establish the root and Anbu in the village. The Anbu was directly commanded by the 2 Hokage, while the root was commanded by Senju Tobirama and Uchiha Izuna, who were responsible for collecting intelligence and assassinations in the village. Summoning beast. Why can it have a larger chakra than Hashirama? And this breath, so evil. You immediately let the Anbu members protect all the villagers and send them to the shelter, and all the genin will retreat, and the chunin will be responsible for evacuating the people. After hearing the words of the Anbu, Uchiha Madara felt the extremely large chakra, and felt that it was an extremely evil chakra, and said hurriedly. Yes, sir. Quote. The Anbu disappeared instantly. Uchiha Madara also disappeared instantly and appeared directly on the Hokage's office building. What kind of monster is this? I will never allow you to harm the hard-earned peace. Everyone, hurry up and stop him to buy time for the villagers. Everyone, hurry up and control him. Don't let him destroy the village again. All the ninjas above the rank of Jonin from several families in Konoha appeared in front of the 9 tails. They had just enjoyed the hard-earned peace and didn't want to lose such peace. They stared at the 9 tails angrily with fierce faces. Swish, swish, swish. Instantly, countless kunai flew directly towards the 9 tails, carrying countless detonating tags. Bang, bang, bang. Roar. But these things were of no use to the 9 tails at all, but they instantly angered him. Quote. Bang. The 9-tailed fox instantly slapped a claw towards the place where the kunai had just flown out, and the spot instantly exploded. Instantly, several ninjas standing on the spot were slapped away by the 9-tailed fox because they could not dodge in time, and several were slapped to death. What a terrifying fox. Don't be timid, try to hold him back, the first Hokage will be here soon. Yes, everyone, work harder, even if you can't stop this 9-tailed fox. You must let all the villagers go to the shelter as soon as possible to buy them time. Everyone, don't act on your own, use ninjutsu together to hold him back. When Konoha was first established, the Konoha ninjas, who put peace first, were all using their remaining energy. Even if they couldn't beat the 9-tailed fox, they had to buy time for the villagers to escape. Ninjutsu, summoning technique, come out, Monkey King, Monkey Demon. Quote. Bang. Sarutobi Sasuke appeared in front of the 9 tails, bit his finger, and instantly used the summoning technique, slamming it on the ground, summoning the summoning beast of their Sarutobi clan. Suddenly, a white-haired monkey appeared, wearing a ninja costume, with a white monkey tail swinging behind him. He also had a Konoha forehead protector on his forehead, which was very funny. 9-tailed beast. How is it possible? Why is the 9-tailed beast here? After the monkey demon appeared, he crossed his hands and stared at the 9-tailed beast in front of him, with a trace of solemnity in his eyes. Monster demon, push him out of the village, otherwise the village will be destroyed. Vajra Rui. Sarutobi Sasuke stared at the nine-tailed beast in front of him and said in a deep voice. I know, change. Bang. After hearing Sarutobi Sasuke's words, the monkey demon instantly turned into a string of smoke and directly turned into a black golden hoop stick. Hoo-hoo. The golden hoop stick flew several circles in the air and was instantly caught by Sarutobi Sasuke. Monster demon, stretch out and push the nine-tailed beast out. Then Sarutobi Sasuke stared at the nine-tailed beast in front of him and shouted loudly. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.